pulling your ass out 1 week before a certain event. This is so obvious what you're doing.
This is why nobody likes you.
Pulling your ass out. This is all part of the script.
You always got to be the guy with the last word.
You're the big cool guy.
Your ass out.
Because you're a baby. You're not that smart. ASMR fucking watch talk. Be my fucking guest.
I tried to do you a favor. I attacked you.
You couldn't just let it fucking go, right? You gotta just keep pushing. Gotta push it. See, you just want to push it because you're a baby. And you made a channel with them trying to troll me.
Your ass out.
That's how much you took it to heart.
Ooh, big boy.
You're not that smart.
What are you talking about?
Tommy probably knows. You're not exactly known for smooth transactions and making friends, are you?
Your ass out.
You triggered so hard.
Ass out.
It's so funny.
Tommy probably knows. Let's suck OC's cock. Go ahead. You've got to jump from side to side.
Does it hurt?
We got 40 subscribers.
I'm going to ask Higgins something, and I want him to answer honestly. Can you do that, Higgins?
Look, you're not gonna tell me what I'm gonna reply or not.
You fuck me, you moron. What are you?
That is just another lie.
Yeah, I know. Don't tell to anyone but Germans. Real favor.
What are you talking about? This is so obvious what you're doing.
Stop coming on all the channels promoting your little bullshit. Nobody cares. You could go make fun of my watch, which is one of the hottest watches out, but you can make fun of it. Okay. No, I'm not a little child. You're the little child who keeps bringing it up.
You're triggered. You're triggered so hard. It's so funny.
You want to be a dick? Now we'll play hard.
You're the big cool guy.
ASMR fucking watch talk. Be my fucking guest. He's now banned from every channel or I'm out. Now you want to see Diva? Go suck OC's cock.
ASMR Fiking Watch Talk, ladies and germs. It is Labor Day, and we've got our first guest. We got Saad in the house for this Labor Day. Saad, how you doing, man?
How is your labor going on, man? You blue collar guy?
Oh, it's been good actually. It's a day of rest for all of us here in North America. The day of labor. How is it with you over in your side of the world, my friend?
Everything is going very well. So let's talk about the Patek Philippe. Now, give us a presentation about your watch, please.
This isn't my watch. Let's start in the chat first, and then we can get into anything you like. Just want to say hi to a few people. We got Seb Nelly, first comment of the day, says, "Hey champs, thumbs up to all." We got Darth Negus, "Hey fart knockers." One Unkit, guys, hand pink waving, and he's saying hi to Curly Q, who is actually not here today, but we will hopefully see Curly a little later. B. Lucas says, "Upvote, welcome to the main show." Upvote. Acquired Taste says, "Tonight's toilet brick is sponsored by the old TGV." Big Al's Golden Watches says, "Welcome one and all to the ArchieLuxury Live." Not from Australia, but close. We got M36 Speed in the house, who says, "Is our pontiff back in us?" So I think he is. I think he's back, but he's flying home at this point. And I had heard that we got 10 admins and no one was going to run a stream. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, this is the ArchieLuxury channel. We will definitely run a live stream tonight. Do some ASMR Fiking Watch Talk, some drama, or whatever you guys want to do. We got Acquired Taste, who says the burglars are still safe cracking. M36 Speed, status of the carpet beetles. I think he's got synthetic carpet beetles now. I'm not sure. Acquired Taste says, "Higgy, baby." We got NATO in the house. We got Gazer in the house. And yeah, we got my good friend Kelsowitz, who says, "The boss running the show. Let's go." Kelsowitz, I dropped the link if you want to join us. We can do some ASMR Fiking Watch Talk. SD43 in the house. Happy holiday, boys. Dan T, Bears Macedonian brother, says 10 and Sod. We got Feller, the boys. Nelson Oliveira, another Canadian brother, says, "Sod, today is an easy Monday." NATO says, "Mike the Snake Tan, did you get my 30 text?" I actually had a nice 45-minute conversation with Mike the Snake NATO. Definitely, as you guys predicted, there would be a long call, but definitely cool. So I think we've caught up on the chat here, Sod. Honestly, yeah, we could do watch talk. There's a lot of drama going on in the Archieverse, many angles of drama. Where would you like to start, Sod?
Now, before we talk about drama, I would like to know Why did you pick that specific piece? Please tell us about that piece now.
Yeah, so the perpetual calendar I just bought.
Yes, first of all, congratulations on that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
It's a beautiful piece. It's a
thank
beautiful
you.
piece.
Thank you. Yeah, look, it's anybody who's heard me on the streams over the years has known that I've been a big fan of the Patek complications, and and you think of complications with Patek Philippe, they do a lot of them, right? They really have a big breadth of complications
Show
in
us
their
in the
lineup.
screen also, please, if you
Yeah, you
can.
know what?
Yeah,
I'll just go through the website as opposed to pulling up my own photos just
yeah.
to make it easy. But yeah, look, let's go to the complications lineup. So traditional Patek Philippe complications are kind of split into two. You got the what they call the standard complications lineup, and then you got the grand complications lineup. In
Okay.
the standard complications lineup, you're looking at complications like the weekly calendar, which you'll see right here. We've got the annual calendar, which is in multiple formats. You got the aperture style annual calendar in the 5396 in the top row here. You got another aperture style with a moon phase as well in the 5205. This one is favored of both Archie, JJ, and a bunch of folks. This
Mm.
5205 annual calendar. You have so the watch I had on the screen was the regulator. Now I met up with JJ on Friday, and he had a chance to actually try this watch on, and absolutely loved it. Looked great on his wrist. It's about 40.5 or 41 mils, something like that. And yeah, just looked really good on the wrist. So this regulator, this is a bit of a different complication. The regulator, this is a regulator and an annual calendar, but the regulator
Okay.
basically shows it kind of shows the time in different subdials. Where you can see here in the photo,
Okay.
you'll have the running seconds. You'll
Mm.
have the outer dial. You have different ways of showing the format. And actually, the regulator was designed after a clock that was in
Okay.
yeah, it was
Understood.
in the
Yeah.
it was in the office of Thierry Stern, the current CEO of Patek Philippe's father, Philippe
Mm.
Stern, and they wanted to design a regulator wristwatch. So they kind of looked at that clock, and this is how they made the design for this piece. So it's a bit of an unusual complication, but
Okay.
definitely a cool layout, right? So this is the regulator complication. You'll have um, well, a lot of annual calendars. I'll pull up now the chronograph complication. This is the update of the 5170. This is the 5172. Obviously syringe hands, different layout, but your standard chronograph from Patek Philippe.
Manual wind.
Manual wand, yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you have just kind of mixes of both, right? You have annual calendar with a chronograph. You have annual calendar with a travel time, et cetera, right? So, they kind of you kind of look at your core complications with Paddock, and in the complications lineup, you'll have everything, like I said, annual calendar, weekly calendar, chronograph, and then you'll see a mix of any of those, right? Travel time as well being
Right.
mixed into it, and they kind of just that's the complications lineup.
Okay.
We've got our good friend Angelic in the house. Says good morning, Tan. Good morning, General Sat. Good morning to the chat. Great to see you,
Good
Angelic.
morning.
So that's the complications lineup. Now, so that was kind of after I started with your basic paddocks, which I think most people start with. My first one was
You had
not.
the 5212, yeah?
Uh,
You
I
have
had
one
yeah,
still.
yeah. So way back when I first started, my first Patek Philippe was a Nautilus 5711 blue dial. Don't need to pull that up on the screen. Everybody knows what watch that is. From there, I purchased a lot of Calatravas. I had the 5127. I had the five. Well, I have the 5196. So a couple of Calatravas. And then from there, I said, you know what, I want to look into the complications lineup. And for me at the time, I'm a big fan of calendar watches, and I really felt that the annual calendar was a great bang per buck. It's like a perpetual calendar. You have to set it once a year. From the date change from February 28th to March, and a really cool watch. I had the 5035, same one as Archie. I had a white gold slate gray dial. Love the piece, but for me, it was always the grand complications is really the highest level of complications that the brand makes.
Right.
And again, when we think of grand complications, before I kind of show you all these watches, I'll kind of talk about what would constitute a grand complication. So you were thinking perpetual calendar, perpetual chronograph, um, split seconds or retropont chronograph, minute repeater, and all kinds of like different variations of combinations of that, tourbillons as well. And so when I kind of thought of that, right, I was like, well, I don't think I'll ever really use a minute repeater. It's very beautiful. Like, obviously, handling a minute repeater and listening to the chime of a minute repeater is amazing, but not really something that I like to use my watches. I'm not a guy who puts his watches in the bank safe and, hopes to invest that one day I'll be able to sell it for more money. I like to put them on the wrist. I like them to be functional. One complication I didn't talk about in the standard lineup is the world time. And one of the reasons I didn't even
Mm.
pick world time was my beef with the world time is, again, the fact that I like to wear my watches. The world time is not accurate, how many months of the year when daylight savings time kicks in certain parts of the world, right? So for me, not I like it, the history, the romance of the complication. I like the idea of it, but Patek hasn't really adjusted for the daylight savings, so not really something I'd be super interested in. So when we look at grand complications, again, minute repeater wasn't going to be something I'm just going to use. Not a big chronograph guy, so Rattrapant. I know you like Rattrapants, a split second chronograph. Not really for me. And then it was kind of okay, perpetual calendar, perpetual chronograph, and I really owned in on the perpetual calendar for myself. So as I scroll down here, I'll show you kind of a couple of different layouts. So this top row is basically your three layouts of perpetual calendar. So
Okay.
your first layout of the perpetual calendar is called the subdial version of the perpetual calendar, basically where it shows the days of the week. It has a day-night indicator within the subdial on the left at 9 o'clock. You have the months of the year as well as the leap year indicator in the subdials at 3, and then you have the day of the month and a moon phase in the subdial at 6. So this is your classic way of seeing or traditional way of seeing a perpetual calendar, which most people think about. Now, I'll pause for a second here. We got a super chat from a good friend of ours, Muhammad Ali, 20 British pounds. You are a rock star. 5711 is your first Patek. That's most people's final destination. Thank you so much, Muhammad Ali. And look, I bought the Nautilus in 2016. So that watch was hyped back then, but we're talking about it at a time when the retail was 24.5, and I bought it for like 25.5, something like that. So I definitely paid over retail, but nowhere near what the triple, or quadruple over retail that people are paying for it today for the Nautilus. Great watch, uh, pretty thin. I wasn't the biggest fan of it when I had it compared to I had a Royal Oak at the same time, 15300, 39 mil with a silver dial, and I always felt like, and saw I've always said this: the Royal Oak is, um, it's a piece of art from the dial up. Okay, the dial side.
And
You-
I think you always mentioned that the quality of the Nautilus was not that high compared to the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, something like
So
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Let me explain that comment. So think of it in two different ways, right? As you're looking at the watch, dial up, the Royal Oak, in my opinion, was a better piece. The bracelet, it's a real work of art. The bracelet, the bezel, all of the different ways that it's satin, it's polished, amazing. It's just it's beautiful from the dial up. That's where AP wins out. And most
Okay.
of the times, and for me at the time was, hey, I love the aesthetic, and I think that's a lot of collectors today. They buy watches because of how it looks on their wrist. The aesthetics is important as the primary driving factor. And then when you flip it around, that's when the Patek actually is better
Oh,
from the movement. It's really a better decorated movement. You're getting a higher level of finishing from Patek. You'll get the Patek Philippe seal. Like, here's another thing about the Royal Oak. I've had a couple of Royal Oaks. None of them really kept great timing. And look,
oh,
when we
okay.
talk about great timing, I'm talking about like we're used to superlative chronometer -2
Yes,
+2. We're used
yes.
to metas 0 to +5, right? Like mine
Mm,
would run like within cost, maybe +6, +7, kind of a thing. So it wasn't, don't get me wrong, not terrible by any means. But when you're competing at that level, you've got the Patek Philippe seal, which guarantees an accuracy of -3 +2, which is very close to superlative chronometer and pretty equal to metas in certain cases. So,
mm.
definitely a better movement, better decorated movement. So really different strokes for different folks. But at the time, I felt that the Royal Oak was more, a piece that I would prefer in my collection. So So back to the perpetual calendars. So this is the sub-dial layout, and then the next layout is what we call the inline perpetual calendar, or nicknamed the unibrow. Now, Saad, what do you think of the look of the unibrow? Do you like
No,
it standard?
I would personally opt for the twin, the two different split ones,
Mhm.
the split
This
ones.
Now
Yeah.
this is this type of layout of a inline inline aperture
Windows.
style. Yeah, inline,
Yeah.
it's aperture style. Inline aperture style perpetual calendar is
Mm.
it is definitely new to the brand in terms of their wristwatches. And you know, again, I can't. I love the graining on the dial. Like, there's certain style elements of this watch that look amazing. It's in
Yes.
platinum. You've got this great micro rotor movement, and yeah, like, just amazing piece. But it's not for everybody. Not everybody digs this kind of style, right? And
I like the
then
hands on it. The hands are beautiful, man. Look at how elegant they are made. How long they are.
yeah, like, it's different strokes for different folks on the hands, right? It's Andreas says, "Fike me dead. Where is Higgins?" I'll tell you a couple stories about Higgins in a little bit. Um, but yeah, look, I'm not a big fan of these hands. So again, that's really
Mm.
subjective, I think. But I'm gonna go to the third layout of perpetual calendar,
Yes.
and that is the classic aperture style. Now, Archie, it's interesting because Archie says that the subdial is the traditional, and that's actually not true.
Oh,
The
okay.
original perpetual calendar from Patek Philippe,
It's
the
this style.
yeah, so it's called the reference 1526, and I'll pull up a 1526 for you guys here to see. Um, this was the first serially produced perpetual calendar from Patek Philippe, and as you can see, aperture style with a moon phase at the 6 o'clock as a subdial, right? So Archie kind of thinks of classic perpetual as the reference 3940, which was released, I believe, in 1985, and it had a 20-year run. Like, it was a long run. So I'm assuming when Archie was collecting at the time, he was like that in his mind. He always talks about the three eyes, right? Which he means by subdials, the three
Okay.
eyes. Um, so when you kind of think, and I'll pull up a 3940 here for you guys to see, um, because this is your classic 3940. So again, it's your three eyes, or subdial layout. So he considers this the classic. Now, again, like I said, the first serially produced perpetual calendar came in aperture style. So this is the third layout, as I was describing earlier, the aperture style perpetual calendar. And obviously, this is the one I chose. I didn't choose it in the salmon dial. I chose it in the cream dial. I prefer the cream dial over the salmon dial. That's, again, personal preference. But you have two apertures, one for the day of the week, one for the month. You have the date at the 6 o'clock with the moon phase. You have a center seconds hand. So you have syringe style hands for the hours. You have luminescent or loomed Arabic numerals on the dial. A lot of people ask the question about what are those two circles, around the 5 o'clock and the 7 o'clock. So at the 5 o'clock mark, it's the leap year indicator. So if it says three, that's the third, year of a 4-year cycle. And then on the left, it's a little window that goes from white to blue, which indicates whether you're in day or night. And so the problem with I'd say many, maybe not all, but many perpetual calendars, or most perpetual calendars, is there's a danger zone when you can actually set the calendar and actually you can actually break it. There are certain gears that can actually get pulled if you're setting it in the wrong at the wrong time. So typically you want to set a perpetual calendar in at about 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. to be in the what we call the safe zone. And then you can actually go through the sequence. And I'll show you guys actually the sequence here, because setting a perpetual calendar is not a lot of fun. I'll tell you, if you're a watch geek, you dig it, but yeah, Big Tony says you can't change the calendar at night. That is correct. It would be within the danger zone. If I go into the manual here, we got,
Oh, hey guys!
yo.
I set a perpetual calendar on my lathe.
On the lathe. What's going on, JJ?
What's going
How
on?
are you, JJ? You have a very distinguished voice. You cannot, you know,
As do you, my
replicate
friend.
any
As
others.
do you. I don't get very confused when Doc tries to imitate you. We'll put it that way. You know, we
How
Yeah,
are
have
you?
man.
we have
What's going on with you?
distinct characters. The only one who sounds like Tan is Rolex.
Oh yes, they both same. They have 100% same voice. You know.
Oh, hang on a second. My diabetes meter's going off.
So yeah, setting the perpetual calendar, boys, is one of the biggest pains in the ass out there. Like, I'll show you guys here. This is the sequence on how to actually set a perpetual calendar, or the specific one that I have. So it's saying move the hands to 6 a.m. That's the first step. Set the date to the first day of the month. Okay, then correct the month and the leap year cycle. Then correct the date. Then correct the day of the week. Then correct the moon phase, and then finally set the time. So it
That's
is
not that bad. That's not
right,
a
but
very big.
it's you
It's
don't
fun
want to.
actually.
It
It's
can be
fun. It's
fun.
fun.
It can be
It's fun.
fun. It's. I'll tell you.
I like these things, man.
So I'll tell you a
Yeah.
story. Like, it was, I was leaving for New York, and I was just, I was like, you know what? I just want to make sure the moon phase is correct, and I started doing all the functions, and I had actually pulled the crown out, and after I'd said everything, I noticed that the movement had stopped, and I like, and then I'm freaking out. I'm like, holy shit! Did I break the fucking thing? Like, what the hell did I do wrong? I thought I did it correctly. And what had happened? The watch I have doesn't have a hacking movement,
Oh,
which I yeah,
okay.
which I realized. You know, I obviously came to my senses, and I was like, it has a hacking movement, so you shouldn't have a problem. But what had probably happened is when I was setting everything, I might have just moved the crown back. You know, when on a non-hacking movement, you move the crown. You know, the other you kind of move the crown and the watch. You're changing the hour, or the minute hand or whatever. Um, a certain way you move it backwards, it'll stop the movement. And then, obviously I just pushed it, pushed the crown in, and it was working again. But it just fucking freaked out because I'm like,
Yeah.
did I fuck this up? And so that's why most people, when they buy a perpetual calendar, they would put it on a watch winder, right? They don't want to do this
You know,
every few
then
days,
this
right?
reminds me of a
No.
proper race car. You know, with a race car,
Mm.
you need to press few buttons before starting it. You know, I'm talking about proper race car, a track car, like a McLaren F1 GTR, as you know, things like that. So this is like a race car. You need to enjoy it. You know.
Oh, that's a good point. I have a buddy who has a 246 Dino Ferrari, and yeah, he has a Ferrari mechanic actually come to his location or wherever he takes the car to actually start up, because there is a process. Because
Oh yeah,
his was a
the
factory based.
process. You
Yeah,
know the word, the
the
process.
process. Yeah. Jay Sykes says my colleague has a perpetual calendar. He told me it forces him to wear it often, enough to having avoid resetting it. And honestly, Jay Sykes, I'm the same way. I've been wearing it literally nonstop. I haven't set up the watch winder yet. Patek does give a winder with the box. I just, again, right, like honeymoon phase, you want to wear your piece. So we just
So
we keep going
then,
like that.
are you planning to get some fun straps for it?
Fun straps. I've been getting a lot of heat for the straps, boys. The heat for the straps. I think Curly said I made an unforced error by switching out the alligator strap. I don't know. I'll let JJ answer that question, because JJ actually saw the watch in person, so I'll get his take.
I first of all, I change the straps on every watch. I like it to
Yes,
be
you're
unique
the
to my
king of
own,
straps.
because I like it to be unique to my own, taste and different than everyone else. I don't want to wear the same exact watch. Tans are great on the blue nubuck. I think it made it so much more modern and casual. It looked really cool.
Saad, what
100
would you
times better
what
than
would you
brown
get? Because
data.
Artie Lange and Sonny yesterday said I'd put that shit on a Fiking NATO, and I said, why not, man? Why not have a bit of fun? Put it on a
I'm
NATO.
gonna get red strap. I'm gonna get green, blue. I'm gonna make this watch look little bit fun, man. This thing is a Lamborghini.
Would you do something like
No,
this?
no,
Like,
no, no. Come, not this. I'm
No,
not
no
gonna
nasty
disgrace it.
NATOs, please.
Yeah, no NATOs, but high quality, like JJ does, Aaron Bespoke, those kind of things.
I got a good question from here from Andreas. A tan question. Totally respect the perpetual calendar. How is the timing? Is it near cost? Actually, so all Patek Philippe's have the Patek Philippe seal. So think of it like a superlative chronometer, which is -2 +2. Patek Philippe seal guarantees all timepieces to run at -3 +2. And I believe mine is running at around +1 right now. So pretty damn good. Now I've obviously been wearing it, so it's obviously had a decent amount of power right now. But no, it's been working pretty great. So no issues. Uh, and Eric L says like the Lange on a NATO guy, right? Well, these are Archie's photos. He put his 5107 on some
No, no,
kind
this
of
looks
like.
stupid, man. This is totally disgraceful to this
No.
watch. I would recommend what JJ does, what he did to the Breguet. He had that beautiful bluish strap, I think he had.
Speaking of straps, we got ABC in the house.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Yeah, hey
Hello,
guys, how's it going?
how are you?
Jiu-jitsu height.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a good time for me to actually talk about the story behind the
Oh yes,
watch, the original
100%.
watch,
Yep.
without interference and people trying to be funny and things like
Oh, no. No, sorry. Go ahead.
that. Is that a Vacheron?
Go ahead, ABC. So just to preface the story, so I actually purchased this piece partly because I'm a huge fan of the watch that one of the watches it's actually based on, and that is the reference 1591, which I'm going to pull up here on the screen.
The Maharaja watch, huh?
Yeah, so this piece was and oh shit, I'm not sharing anything. I'm pulling an Archie here, man. All
You
right, here we
gonna
go. There we go. There we go. So this is the reference 1591. This is a piece unique that was commissioned. Now, Revolution Watch and a lot of the auction sites that were selling this piece described it as being purchased by a quote unquote Maharaja. Obviously, for those that know their history of the Indian subcontinent, we were all under the British Raj at the time in 1941. So there is, I don't think it's a Maharaja, but probably some kind of an aristocrat or nobleman in India at the time. He ordered this piece to wear while he was playing polo. It comes in stainless steel. It was the world's first water-resistant perpetual calendar, obviously center seconds. I don't believe this was an automatic because I think at the time, automatic with a rotor, the patent was held by Rolex, and they weren't able to make a like the rotor style automatic. But I could be wrong on that one. Obviously, Arabic style numerals. So this is what the inspiration of the dial, as you can see, of the 5320 was really based off of. Now, this watch has a story that ABC has told, I think, maybe only once. And when I was doing my reveal of the piece, I asked him to come on. He had some internet issues, but now we have ABC. So now that I give it a bit of a preface of the story, and for me, I really, obviously my ties to India, and my interest in this piece and the inspiration was a big part of my purchase. ABC, why don't you take it away? Why don't you talk about this from your perspective and the story that you know from firsthand knowledge of your maybe potential family or friends?
Yeah, so this will have to kind of go back about 25 odd years. So this watch sold for about £500,000 in Christie's. I think around about 97, 98. I can't remember the exact year, but I remember it was a time of my life where I was living in a certain place. And so I heard that when my father went to Pakistan in 92, winter of 92, New Year of 93, he tried to see this watch. One of his cousins actually had access to the watch. So my father's father, there were 10 brothers. Okay, so there were 10 siblings, and one of my father's uncles used to work for one of these prince, like a prince, like a head of a province, and apparently his wife used to, I think she oppressed and tortured one of her servants, and I think he helped cover it up. There's various rumors that he helped cover it up. There's a lot of uh, uncertainty around what exactly happened, but he basically helped the, the aristocrat family out in some way, shape, or form. And as a reward, or maybe a bribe, I don't know, but he was given this watch, and that stayed with him until he passed away. As you look at that watch, especially the condition it was in, I heard it wasn't in great condition, so no one would look at that and realize what the potential value is, especially somewhere in Pakistan. So my father tried to see this watch. Various combinations of events happened, and he couldn't see it. He actually wanted to see, hold it, check it out, and maybe not verify it, but just to see for himself what the piece was like, maybe advise on what he could do. So anyway, it didn't happen, and he actually ended up having an argument with this cousin of his about some other stuff. So anyway, he came back. Now that cousin of my father's who owned the watch, because the person who it belonged to, he never had any he never had any children, so he had no surviving dependents when he died. So my father's cousin, so one of the other brother's sons, ended up being custodian of the watch. So he makes a visit to Britain in around about 97, 98. I'm thinking, hold on, what's all this about? And my father used to get Christie's auction preview catalogs. Lo and behold, what watch does he see? This watch that we're looking at in the screen now. So he's my father's trying to kind of suss out what's going on. He's not going to confront him directly, but there's all kinds of phone calls going around. I remember there were all kinds of phone conversations on a daily basis between various people. My father's trying to suss out what's going on. He's trying to not be too direct, not too confrontational. And then he knew somebody who knew someone quite high up in Christie's. But he said, look, I can find out stuff for you, but I can only find out for you after the proceeds, after the auction has been completed. So, okay, fine. Well, it happened. And then, so my father said, look, I want to find out a few things, and I'm going to ask you yes, no questions. A bit like Narc. So he asked him all kinds of things, and then he asked him, is the surname of the person such and such? And when he said yes, bingo, everything came crashing down. It will, the mystery was cracked. And then my father basically said, look, I know it was you. You sold the watch. People talk in the industry or the circles that I'm in. Well, what's going on? Why did you lie about having the watch or not having the watch? You're selling it. What are you going to do with the money? Is it rightfully yours? Who says that you can actually sort of basically hog all the proceeds to the auction? And then what he did, he got the money, he kept the lion's share of it and just gave a few thousand to a few people here and there just to keep people happy. Some people were happy about it. Some people said, I don't really want it, go to hell. And so then that's the kind of story behind that. And I don't, like I said, I guess Patek Philippe then brought it in another auction that Christie's or whoever bought that auctioned it through, and then it's in their museum. But it's kind of cool to see that you've got something that is so strikingly similar to a piece that was.
It's the
It was
successor.
like an ongoing soap opera in my family for
Well,
about a year and a half.
yeah. So Saad, when I went to meet ABC in Birmingham, we talked about this piece because I was probably talking about perpetual calendars with him at the time, and he's probably, he's been on many shows where I've looked at this specific watch, and I'm just obviously enthralled with, it's a history of scandal, and it's a unique watch. It's a significant watch. First water resistant perpetual calendar. Patek Philippe at the time was the only brand releasing a serially produced perpetual calendar. And so, it just a lot of intrigue for me from this piece. And then, when I saw the 5320 being produced as, being designed off of this, even though Patek Philippe doesn't officially state that it was designed off of it, most of the, major blogs, whether it's Hodinkee, Monochrome, and all these other guys, are definitely referencing that this watch is a clear, and I'll pull up the 5320 again for you guys to see.
Yes, can you show us the dial that you have, because this color looks like somebody shat on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pull up a cream dial here. Just give me a second here on the images. So here we go. So this is
Oh, this
similar.
is beauty. 1,000% more beautiful than the salmon.
Yeah,
Oh,
like, I've it's a lacquered cream dial. It looks absolutely stunning.
No, this is 10,000 billion. What do you think, ABC?
This
This is,
is
yeah, this is no words,
absolute.
man. No words.
Yeah, and like Tan said, it's very rare that it's got a sweeping center second hand, whereas most have small seconds somewhere on one of the sub dials for a perpetual. And you said it hacks, yeah, Tan?
It doesn't hack, no.
It doesn't
Oh,
hack.
it doesn't hack. Okay.
It
Wow.
uses the 324 movement. Patek updated that movement to what's called the 26330, which is in the weekly calendar actually that I have, and that does hack. But that story when I was in England earlier this year, really kind of pushed me over the edge, Saad, because, again, as I described earlier in the show, there's three different layouts of perpetual calendar that Patek Philippe creates. And for me, I love the aesthetic of this piece. I just, ABC's story really hit me. And, obviously, with ties to my ancestry as well, I thought was it was a good story. Like, I was talking to a lot of people this weekend. Now, obviously, I've met, a few, people from the Archieverse. And one of the biggest things that I was talking to them about was how YouTube has transformed. It's kind of become a race to, like, a dick measuring contest. Who's got the bigger super collection, and how,
Yeah.
like, how I would guess uniform collections are starting to look like. Oh, you have to have a Meteorite Pepsi. Oh, you have to have a Panda Daytona. Oh, you have to have a John Mayer. Oh, you have to have this, right? And what you'll see is all these super collections, like, all for the most part look the same. Oh, there's a Nautilus, there's an Aquanaut, there's this and that, right? And you lose a lot of these stories, and for me, when I buy watches these days, and not to say that I was always like this, but as I've evolved as a collector, for me, that's very important to me. That, this layout, this choice may not be for everybody. Lots of people think this is ugly. They don't like the Arabic numerals. They don't like the syringe hands. They don't like the center
You
second.
know what, Tan, to be honest with you, with this piece, you can talk for hours and hours and hours. There is a history behind it, and there are so many features on this watch. It's a proper conversation piece. The problem with Rolex is they make just single bracelet. The case is just case. It's they use the same movement, just they remove few components here and there. It's basically the same movement.
Mhm.
There is nothing in Rolex watch. The problem with Rolex is it's just you buy just one Rolex and they all are same pieces.
Look, I think that I would agree and disagree in that statement. I would say the Rolexes that most of us talk about on YouTube are like that, right? Every single stream you're hearing us talk about Meteorite Pepsi. Every single stream you're hearing us talk about Panda Daytona, right? Like, okay, in those ones. Now, Rolex has a huge, like, if you look at vintage Rolex, right, you can see Submariners with all different kinds of variations in the dial. You can, 6538 Submariner looks different than a 5513, different than a 1680, and all the way down the track. Even the Explorer 2, you got the 16550, the cream rail dial, right? Completely different than a 16570. And Rolex has, to me, that was always, and I'm a Rolex collector as well, and Rolex has so much, variation, at least in the past, with their dials. And ABC, you're a big pre-ceramic guy, and I think you could probably chime in as well on that. But even today, Saad, like, you and I talk a lot about this, right? You and I don't talk about your standard date, right? We were just chatting a few minutes ago around malachite, and you sent a picture of a malachite. I'll pull it up, Saad, here, the malachite that you had posted in one of the groups, and and then I asked you for a variation of that, right? And you posted it, and I was like, well, hey, does it have this variation? And and then immediately you pulled it up, right? You said, yeah, it does. So let's pull up the malachite dial here for you guys to see. This is a malachite dial. Obviously not modern. This is definitely 36 mil. Uh, not in the modern catalog, but malachite dial with a Swiss dial at the bottom. And so Saad brings this up, and then I immediately reply, "Hey Saad, does it have? Do you have a T Swiss T dial as opposed to just a Swiss dial?" And I'm gonna pull it up here in a second. I just gotta make sure I don't dox anything because it's pulling up from WhatsApp. But I'll just go back to the Patek site while I find the other photo here. And Saad immediately replied with, "Yeah, Tan, here's a T Swiss T dial. Maybe a bit hard to see here." But what T Swiss T means is the dial is supposed to have tritium lume, and obviously you can see on this malachite dial that there is no lume, right? So it was a Saad, would you call it a misprint? Like maybe give us some history of the difference between why they put T Swiss T. I know that
Look,
countries weren't allowed to use tritium, so maybe give us some info on that.
the thing was, it was due to two reasons. One was they didn't change the stamping on it. The stamping remained the same. Other thing was there was some export policies where you could not send you could not export tritium, radioactive material to few countries. So this shows that this dial belonged to a country where you could not export a watch which had tritium on it, right? But they still put T60 on it. I'm not talking about this specific piece, but there are some watches which have T Swiss T. Usually, you will never see tritium on stone dials, but you will find some watches which have T Swiss T written on it, but no tritium. But the exact same dial will have T Swiss T, but will have tritium also. So there are variations, and that was because there were some export policies issues where you could not send watches with radioactive materials to some countries. What they did was they did not change the stamping on the watch. By stamping, I mean the die, the Rolex, whatever written on this superlative chronometer, officially certified, TCST, that all remained the same, but they just did not put tritium on it. This is what happened.
For those of us that have heard Saad's story, I'm going to give a bit of a different perspective. So, as Saad mentioned, right, he felt that Rolex kind of doesn't have too much variation, and maybe in today's modern age there isn't a lot, but in their history there was a lot of variation. Here's a classic example. So you've got a Submariner here with what's called an Explorer dial. So you've got your 3, 6, and 9 in Arabic numerals, similar to the Explorer 1016 that you would see, but on a Submariner, right? So we had like Rolex has had so much variation, which to me makes collecting Rolex super interesting because
Actually, sorry to interject. To be honest, what I meant was Rolex is not a proper. Variation is there. I understand
Mhm,
that, but specifically, one piece is not a conversation piece like the Patek that you just have now.
mhm.
If you define its features, the movement, the quality of the movement, the finishing, then the functions of that piece and how it is set, then the quality and things like that, it will take it takes a full day to make others, to have a proper discussion on it. When it comes to a Rolex piece, let's suppose a modern day date, just day date, as a Submariner, any watch, What will you talk about in that? There is no finishing on the movement. There is nothing on in the movement. The bracelet, they all make the same oyster bracelet on it. The dial is just a brass, a paint on a brass, right? No finishing on the dial. What is it in the Rolex watch? Where how you will talk for just 5 minutes? Okay, I bought this Rolex from the AD. I was on my knees and they gave me this watch. That is it.
All right, so we got a super chat here from AD Never Calling, $10. Super chat, super chat. Where have you been? The latest super chat kryptonite toxicology report has determined that even with incredible hosts like Tansad and ABC, Patek Philippe talk is dead money. We're actually on Rolex talk, Patrick. So to
Can I
continue,
ask a
Rolex.
question about the hacking, Tan?
Yes.
Can it can it sort of have like a biting point where you're
Yes.
turning it backwards
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
will halt? Okay.
Happened to me like a few days ago where I had set so I pulled the crown out initially to obviously set the time to 6 o'clock, and I didn't remember to put the crown back in, and then I started obviously doing the sequence of the calendar. Now, as I was doing that, I must have accidentally turned the crown backwards or the opposite direction to obviously change the time backwards, and it obviously stopped the movement technically that way, right? So when I went to obviously look at the watch after and just watch the just finalize looking at everything, I noticed that and I'm like, oh shit, did I fuck this up? And then I pushed the crown in and it was working. So yes, the answer is yes. It's like any other non-hacking movement where you can do that. So Saad,
Okay.
look, I get what you're saying in terms of like the story of the finishing. And look, yes, I mean Rolex movements are utilitarian. They're not meant to be art pieces. Rolex, never intended these to be art pieces. They were tool watches. But I still think that where we started this talk was around the story, right? Like as we're collecting today, everyone's like kind of collecting the checkbox, right? I need to have the Aquanaut. I need to have the Nautilus. I need to have the Daytona. I need to have the Royal Oak. I need to have these the check marks. For me, collecting, as I evolved, has been about the story, right? So, if I were to buy, Submariner, something like that, this would be cool because you've got a story around the dial, being extremely unique. Using the Explorer dial with the lollipop seconds hands, for example, really, really cool. And like Saudi, you were saying, well, all of them come on an oyster bracelet. Not true. Pulling up the 5517 military Submariner, which came on a NATO strap. Saudi, you love NATO.
No,
NATO
NATO.
strap, sword hand. So this was issued for the military. I believe it specifically. This one was British military. I could be wrong, but I think it's British military. If any of you Brits, aka ABC, can tell me if it was otherwise.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, if you see this piece, right, you can see obviously the on the bezel. There's not just graduations up to 15. The 15-minute mark. It goes all the way around on this. One thing a lot of folks don't know, and I actually found this out when I bought a 1680 red sub. I used to own a Mark IV red sub. Was at a time Rolex was not a unidirectional bezel on the Submariner. It actually went bidirectional. So when I got my 1680 and I started, obviously, like you always do when you have a sub, you play with the bezel. Well, it started going both ways, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Right? Like, did I buy a broken watch or something? Well, no, it actually rotated both ways. So, definitely a different layout, right? Again, it's a different layout. Military Submariner, very very cool piece. Issued for I believe British military. But look, Rolex to me has a ton of a really ton of variation. We've got another super chat here. 80 never calling $10. It doesn't matter what I say. I'm the everyday average Archieverse asshole making up for lost time. Rolex talk save the day. Just watch the super chats come in now. And yeah, look, that's why I pivoted to Rolex because I think that
And what about that loser 10, that Lange und Vuitton? Oh, what did he buy?
Yeah, so you're talking about Jonathan Quayle Higgins III. He bought a Langematic perpetual calendar. Let me pull this up for you here. I'll actually pull up the Langematic perpetual calendar. Show you guys here what the Langematic perpetual looks like. He bought the black dial in white gold. This is not the black dial in white gold, but still a Langematic perpetual. pull this up here for you guys to see. So really bit of a different look of a Perpetual than mine, and still a very nice piece. Like, it was a bit part of a big part of the Perpetual calendar, and I'll show you guys here on Patek's site is how they describe it. So Patek describes here right away in the first sentence. So I'll read this to you. A paragon of visual balance and legibility. The
Wow.
Perpetual calendar model bearing reference 5320 was designed in 2017 with a white gold case with a cream lacquer dial. So legibility within the first sentence was legibility, right?
Yeah,
That was
yes.
the biggest problem I had with Higgy's Perpetual calendar was legibility. Like these subdials, I wouldn't say I'm young, but my eyesight hasn't started to go yet, and
Even I can see it. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
it was difficult to read. And what's kind of the point of having a calendar watch if it's a pain in the ass to read, right? Like
100%.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I don't for me not the best layout. Obviously the big date's good. Really cool part about this watch is so he has a running seconds at the 6 o'clock subdial, which actually has what's called a 0 second a zero reset hacking function, where it not only hacks, but when it hacks, the seconds goes to 0. It doesn't just
Okay.
stop wherever you pull the crown out, right? So it's a 0 reset hacking motion, and you can actually move. You know how I mentioned you got to fight with like 5 different settings on my Perpetual. On this one, you can actually one button can move the days and everything, in the moon phase and everything, like up, day by day by day by day.
So this
So
is a flyback watch. Flyback.
not a flyback, but it's I would say technically a very superior watch technically than the Patek
Hmm.
in terms of the movement. The finishing on this watch is unreal. Like
Oh,
no joke. The finishing on this watch is
if
absolutely.
you are saying unreal, then this must be
It
something.
is, yeah. Like I'll pull up the movement here real quick for you guys. So what Higgins's Perpetual calendar has is a 3/4 rotor with 2 metals. So you have 21 karat gold, and then on the mass you also have platinum. You can kind of see at the bottom
Yes, yes.
or the base of the rotor. So it's kind of a bimetal, and definitely a lot of like really nice finishing graining on the
But the
rotor.
question is, this engraving is done by machine, right?
It's not done by machine. It's all done by hand.
Okay.
Wow.
And you can kind of see here. So for it's interesting when I see people talking about finishing, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, it looks like such a beautiful JLC movement finish." I'm like, man, like that's a machine finish movement. It's like people, half the people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, right? So I'll pull up something here over the escape wheel. You can see um, this little mini bridge here over the escape wheel. You can see where I'm kind of, I don't know if you can see me circling it, but there's a little. Do you guys see me circling around here? I don't know. I can't. I'm not watching.
Yeah. We can.
Yeah, like right here, you can see what's called an inward angle. Okay, so this is, it's definitely something you can't do by machine. It has to be hand finished to get anglage or chamfering down, in an inward angle like that. So definitely a high level of hand finishing on it. Has glasuta stripes, fired blue screws. It has perlage on the base plate. This is just like very high level of finishing on this piece. Beautiful piece, but again, right, like the story is not always. It's the full package. Like to some people that means the world to them, and that's all they care about. For other folks, they like to look at their watch dial up, and for me, one of the biggest factors on a Perpetual calendar is legibility. I wear my watches, so I want to be able to use them, and that I would access out right away just for that purpose. Even though technically and finishing are amazing on this piece, and it's really nothing to
One thing
slouch, right?
one thing I noticed on your watch is that there is a huge spacing. The movement ratio versus case is
Yeah, that's a bit of a false narrative. And I'll tell
okay.
you why, right? Because the 324 movement is the same movement as in the Nautilus, right? And the Nautilus is a 40 mil watch, right?
Ah.
Like that's a bit of fake news on Higgy's side.
No. I never heard that. I just noticed it from the photograph.
Yeah, it's the case design, right? Like again,
Okay.
it mean that the watch is like the movement's not of the size of the watch and stuff like that. Because again, right, a 3-2-4 movement is, if everybody's totally cool with a 3-2-4 movement in a Nautilus, they can click right off on the Perpetual calendar, right? Like that's
What's the width of the strap on both are 20 millimeters?
On the Lange, I don't know if it's 20. Mike, there's a bit of feedback, so I'm just gonna mute you until you can unmute yourself. On the Lange, I'm not sure. On the Patek, it's a 20 mil between the lugs. The taper is down to 16 mil at the base of the strap. So it's definitely when JJ described it as a small 40, and he liked that. He didn't want. He felt that if it was a large 40, that kind of overpowered on the wrist. You know, for a dress watch, not really. You know, when dress watches look too big, they kind of just look stupid, right?
Yes, yes, that's totally
similar
wrong,
to when
man.
a sports watch looks too small and it looks stupid.
Yes.
So it's probably like you would anticipate it fits like a 39. However, the other one, the 5327, the blue, really wore small. And I'll show you guys. I'll try to show you guys a photo between the two I took. I think I sent it to Archie, so I'll try to pull up my chats with him on WhatsApp to show what it looks like between the two. But this was a photo I took with JJ out at London Jewelers, and yeah, just totally. Mike, there's still feedback.
What's the feedback?
There's
Yeah,
still
Mike.
feedback?
Yeah, I'm gonna mute you, Mike. So the one on the left is a 5327, and that's a 39 mil, but it
Yeah.
really fit probably like a 37.5 or a 38. It fit pretty small, so not
And
really.
yours?
40 mil.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes,
That's
it's
better,
fine.
Mike. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
We got a super chat from ABC. Can AD never calling have his wrench back? Absolutely, he can. I don't. You know, Archie's obviously not around, and he'll need to add it back. But we will definitely get that sorted for you, Patrick. No problem.
I think what happened, just to add a bit of context to that. Remember, there was this de-wrenching of a lot of people. I don't think it was deliberate, and just the whole people got unwrenched.
So this is the regulator we were talking about earlier.
This is not that. By the way, Tan, what OEM strap came with your? Do you have photograph of OEM strap?
I do. It was the same as the one I showed on the.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a brown alligator strap, right? So
Okay.
this is the regulator on the big cool guy's wrist. So this is a 40.5, I believe.
This is not.
This is 5235. Is that right?
5235. Yes, annual calendar.
I love this watch.
Yeah, it looked really good. Saw that on JJ's wrist,
Also,
size wise.
okay.
You know, it looked pretty good. So
JJ is a very muscular guy. Look at this man. He's a bodybuilder.
you just got to push it, right? You just want to push it.
I thought this is some monster.
Mikey, you're in the house.
Who is this old guy with us? Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. I just got a new computer. Can you hear me okay?
You got a new computer too.
What is your opinion on reclining the seat on a flight? Do you do it or do you not do it?
The new designs, like the tray doesn't like move 6 inches closer to their belly. You can move the seats back without really infringing on the person behind you these days, unless they're fat motherfucker, then it's like it didn't affect the tray, unless they're fat motherfucker, but that's not my fucking problem. I got my own shit to deal with, like hemorrhoids. So there you go.
There you go.
If it does bother the people behind me, I won't do it anymore. But if there's some dumbass fat motherfucker, then it's like game on, bitch. They can back that shit up and try me, but I'll cut a bitch like back in prison when I was pod boss.
What airline was this?
I've probably Alaskan.
I saw you smiling in the background there, Mikey.
that was great. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good now, man. You're really
Okay.
good. You're really good. How you doing,
I
Mike?
just got a new computer. This is
What
all
computer
new.
is it? It's a Pentium 2?
No, it's a tower. It's a Dell, and it's running on Windows 10. I got it from my brother, and I just had my computer guy set it up. So everything's new to me. It's got a different layout for like where the icons are and stuff. I'm still learning it, and so that's why. And some of the settings were changed. That's why I had the feedback, because I had to go into settings here and change it to my headphones, because it was uh, defaulting to my webcam, which also has a mic on it. And so, anyways, everything's fixed. Things should be all
How did you
wonderful
fix the feedback?
I went to settings and switched from my webcam to my headset,
Ah, okay.
and so then it wasn't running off of both the headset and the camera microphones, which I
You're
think is
very
that's what was
smart.
happening. Yeah, well,
You
it's happened before, so that's why.
what's in the wardrobe? It's open. Can you show us what's there?
Oh, they're just t-shirts and clothes and shit.
Yes, let's
My
see. Let's see what's
model
there.
airplanes. You want to see? I'll show you. I'll
Yes,
pull
yes.
a couple
Let's see.
things out.
Let's see. Yes, sure.
Surprises, huh?
I love them.
Surprise closet. All right,
It's all
hold
mine,
on.
and at the end of the day, yeah. Is this a banana?
It's a field hockey stick.
Does these things match his age? Do you think this guy is normal? Huh?
Well, he's building he's building a
I mean,
Fiking
this is
glider in
for
front of your side. Like,
no, this is for a 4-year-old. Do you think this thing match him?
no, it's nice, man. I like this. I think this is cool. Oh, Mikey the Snake building a little glider for us. Nice. Seems like a lot of people like the new Mookie video. It's definitely one of the hits. I don't know if Mikey's he's on mute. He's on mute.
Yeah.
What's the new Mookie video?
Is this
Did you not see it? Like, it was
That's a big dildo.
What is it? Is it the Jake versus Slayer?
No. It was Mikey
Oh, no.
describing. It was Mikey describing. You know, like the whole reclining your seat on an airplane. Some people do it. Some people
Oh,
don't.
the thing you just played now.
Yeah. That's the new Mookie video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really cool video. Thank you, Mikey, for sharing.
No,
That
he's not
was
listening. Wow, Mike is so impressive. I got so impressed, man. It's amazing collection you have. You have more. It's impressive. As you're muted, Mike.
yeah. You're muted.
The rest of what's in the closet I can't show on Archie's
No, but
show.
this was very impressive. We got very impressed by it.
Oh yeah, well, the second airplane I built
Yeah, talk about it.
as a child. That one I built as a child, and the first one, the yellow one, is electric powered and has an 8 horsepower motor right here, and will do over 200 miles an hour. Little 8 horse. This is 8 horsepower.
This small pump is 8 horsepower.
8 horsepower.
This
Yep.
must be really expensive.
See,
yes.
Mikey. Saad doesn't know Saad uses the metric system in Pakistan, and
Yeah.
they really go by donkey power over there.
Yes,
not
we are.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing, Mike? What's the problem?
Well, horses and donkeys. I don't know. They're so similar.
You know, but what's to laugh at? Why are you laughing?
Nothing. Sorry, son. In any case, that will suck a 6-cell lithium battery pack dry in about 30 seconds. It's a really super high draw.
So it's a bad design. Do you mean?
No, you only run power with that glider for up to maybe 4 seconds, 5 seconds at a time. But in that 5 seconds, it goes straight up out of sight at 165 miles an hour, and then you fly around without power. The props fold back, and you glide around, or you do a swooping 200-mile-an-hour diving pass, zoom right by you, and then you and it just goes straight back up. And it's just that's the style of glider competition it is. I think it's called F3H or F3B. I'm not sure, but there's lots of different types of electric gliders. Some of them have a little small propeller, and they run, like a powered airplane, just all the time. And what I've got is big power, huge propeller, folding propeller, and it just gets you up to altitude in 2 seconds, and then you shut the power off, and the prop folds back, and you glide around, and you do whatever you want. You do stunts, or the competition is you fly through a speed trap. And then you get up as high as you can, and you come back around, and you go fly through these speed traps, and you do laps like that.
What if you have to go to bathroom and the aeroplane is in the air? Suddenly you have to go to.
Yeah, you might have to have somebody hold on to your transmitter and fly your plane
If there is
for you.
nobody, then
yeah, you either land or you have somebody fly it for you while you're using the restroom.
All right, boys, let me get this super chat here from Trading Profits. Thank you so much, Trading Profits. £2, 10, lovely piece. Thank you so much. 324 versus 330 movements thoughts. So the 324 is the movement that's in the Perpetual calendar that I have, and the 330 is the updated version of the 324, which was actually debuted in the weekly calendar that I have. And honestly, Trading Profits, it's just a slight upgrade, I would say. Obviously you get the hacking seconds. The other kind of features are more very, very technical features, like, you'll have a bit less vibration in the seconds hand, and just a different, a slightly improved winding mechanism. Not anything I think most folks would really, outside of really the hacking, would really notice as a difference. I've had a number of 324 movements, obviously in the Nautilus, in the 5127. So I'm used to that movement. Definitely, a very robust and tried and tested movement for Patek Philippe. So not a huge difference between the two, not super noticeable, but yeah, I mean, everybody would love hacking seconds, and so yeah, I mean, the 330 is definitely superior.
Trading Profit, let me give you an easy answer for this. If you're still confused, just go for the higher number.
Go for it. Exactly. Dirk Diggler's asking you, Mikey, can you fly in this? What you showed us, the glider.
Not in it, but it flies as fast as the real airplanes. My friends and I hold the world speed record for all model aircraft with the gliders, unpowered
Was it in the
gliders,
Guinness
though.
book?
With that
What year
soaring.
was this a Guinness
Yeah, I
World
have
Record?
all the
Can we check
editions of
it?
the Guinness book with me. I find it now.
No, if
So
you
tell me.
go to
It was world record. You did it, so I know I have all the
the
editions
Guinness
of the Guinness book. Just tell me,
It's
so
not
I'll
Guinness.
find it
It's
now.
the
So
American
there's no
Models.
world record.
The
Yeah,
American
you
Models
just said it's
Association.
the world record. America is not
So
in
it's
the
an
book.
American record. That's not a world record.
Listen to me, okay?
All right, boys, we got one squally, so I have to get this squally first. We have to change the topic. We have to respect the squally from NATO.
Okay, can I ask? Okay.
There's
I'm
one-
changing the topic. I'm going to change the
It was
topic.
before Guinness became.
Can I ask? Okay, can I change the topic? I'm going to ask Mikey 2 trivia questions. Okay. 1, who am I?
Lux. Yeah.
Okay, Mike got one of two questions.
Okay, second question. Who said who was a child in recent ArchieLuxury streams? Who called whom a child?
You called him a child?
Someone called someone a child in one of the recent ArchieLuxury streams. Who said it to whom?
I'll give you a hint, Mike. It rhymes with bark.
Oh, narc.
There you go, Mikey. 2 for 2. Mikey, 2 for 2. Good job. We got a couple super chats here, boys, so we got to catch up. Nelson Oliver, $10 for you, Mikey. Bringing in the dollars today. Mike, I had no idea you were such a poet. We need more poetry from you weekly.
You're a poet and you don't even know it.
Yeah, poet, and I don't even know it.
Roses are red,
I'll
violets.
work on it.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Keep super chatting, and Mike will write two poems for you.
I will write to you. I'll write a poem for you.
We got trading profits, £2. Mikey, you're bringing in the dollar bills today. Mike, can we have a serious update on the root beer? I'm going to take this off and put you full screen. Give us a serious update here, Mikey.
Serious update on the root beer is that
we're so excited.
The same status as it was a year ago when I gave up on the pipe dream of getting a root beer from my AD at retail, which was my goal. And I even went to San Francisco to talk to the AD.
You just
told them what I
paid
wanted.
one visit and you gave up. After one visit and one call, you gave up, huh?
Well, it's been. I only have one AD in San Francisco that I know of. There's maybe one other there.
Can you widen your net a bit?
Well,
widen your net.
Yeah,
LA, maybe?
You know, everybody was telling me I was, what did they call me? A delusional fantasist. And everybody just kept throwing that at me and saying, it'll never happen. You'll never get it. And then the motorcycle deal came along and I was just like, fuck it. I'm jumping on the bike. Everybody's probably right.
The whole watch community. The whole watch community was waiting for the root beer. You kept us on waiting. And you said, "Okay, forget about this."
No, I didn't keep everybody. Everybody wasn't telling
me. No, who
knew
it?
They
we
weren't.
Just the guy just
everybody's
super
telling
chatted.
me, "Fucking, you're stupid. You're stupid. Don't do it."
Who's stupid?
Everybody was telling me that. They were saying, "You're stupid. You're never going to get a fucking root beer at retail. Fucking give it up. Just stop doing it." And that's what everybody fucking told me. And
who told you? Just give me the name of that. I go to his home now. Tell me the name of that guy.
Everybody in the chat, Archie, fucking everybody.
Archie told you this?
Everybody told me that.
I call him tomorrow, Archie.
Getting your chance of getting a root beer from an AD is
like him. I see his face.
Your chances are better of winning the lottery than they are of getting a root beer from an AD. And I even, like I said, I gave it a decent try.
So you trusted these guys, huh?
I what?
You trusted these guys.
I didn't trust anybody.
Come on, man, Mike. Why do you do this to yourself?
I went to NAD.
You just went once. You just gave them one call, and after that, you said, "Okay, it cannot be done."
No, I
How
went
many
there.
times did you go to San Francisco to that AD? How many times did you go?
I went once. I called a number of times. And
how many number of times? Can you show us your call list?
Well, one of them was fucking live on the fucking show. I even said her name by accident.
Try the Krispy Kremes.
Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, should have brought him a bunch of donuts.
Mike, whenever you feel like telling Lux to shut the fuck up, feel free to do it. I got a question from Dirk Diggler who's asking me, Tan, what will get me laid easier? I think he means the 324 or the 330.
I think 224.
224. Yeah, let's go 224. Dirk, 224, you can't go wrong. Mikey, this super chat is for you.
They like the lazy ones.
And this super chat's going to be read out by our man Saad for you, Mikey.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, this is. Look at the red super chat, Mikey.
Wow, $100.
I never seen this before.
California dollars, jam.
Damn.
From Patek Philippe. Thank you, my man.
Get on knees, Mike, and then read.
No, I can't. If I get on both of my knees, they'll both blow off.
They're broken. Me. Okay, read the super chat.
I got bad knees.
Read the super chat.
That's huge, man. You're supposed to read it though, Saad. That's what Tan said.
Patek Philippe, Californian $100. Love you, Mikey. You are my favorite characters on the show.
That's true. And look, of course, we could bait the Higgy baby with ASMR Fiking Watch Talk. Jonathan Quill.
The loser is here.
he's always lurking.
Germany.
Grubel Force.
Grubel Force. Grubel Force.
We got John.
Archie.
Have you seen my internal
Okay,
language?
well, at least read the super chat as Higgy then, if you're gonna do Higgy, or read the
Okay.
chat. Read the chat as Higgy.
Congratulations to Patek Philippe for getting the Goyam wallet. Classic lady handbag color.
It's fun.
Pure gloss.
It's funny. Higgy texted me this morning, and I showed him the blue because Higgy himself has he has the same color as his wallet, right? And then he responds with it's a girl's color, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? You have the same color. And then I'm boarding my plane to come home today, and I see this lady with a bag with the same color. I was like, oh my god, fucking Higgy, man. Higgy says he's too old, needs some sleep. Have yourself a good sleep, Higgy. Hopefully you're gonna listen in. We're gonna continue ASMR Fiking Watch Talk. We got a super chat here, £2 from our friend Finchy. Thank you so much, Finchy, for supporting Archieluxury. Finchy says, for fuck's sakes, Mikey, seeing the upvote percentages, are you proud of yourself, Mikey? So maybe it's time.
What have I done?
No,
what
no,
did I do wrong?
we're gonna run the clip, Mikey. We'll make
What do
it
you
easy.
do? What do you do? Upvote.
Hey, everybody. It's time to upvote. Woo! Look, I can even do it. Watch. There. It was that easy. All I needed to do is to upvote. That's all you need to do. It doesn't even take a wiggle of your finger or even just a wiggle of one of my teeth here to upvote. Just do it. Hey, that was Archie. He's my friend. He made that last video. I'm Little Meech, and I pity the fool who doesn't upvote. You need to upvote for Archie's stream. You help support us. I am the fastest, most quickest, most ninja fast sloth in the entire world, and I will fuck you up. So upvote. Do it. Just do it. Or else.
Do it, motherfuckers. We got a lot of cool people in the chat. We got the real big boy, HR, says, Mike the Steak, wake up and open your eyes. Fike me dead.
I've been called Chinese eyes since I was fucking in kindergarten, man. It's just, what do you want me to get some toothpicks and prop them up here like torture, water torture, and they are how they are.
Mike, what are you serious about the Vashno Kostoto? Because what I was thinking was the watches that you have now are better value than, at least it won't depreciate that fast than the Vashro.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's one of the
Yeah, the
reasons that
Rolex
I
is
decided to stand pat. I have a feeling that the Vacheron may continue to go down, and hey, I may decide later to
Yes, yeah.
I was
Be
talking to a
easy on
friend.
the money, Mike. You know what? Think about money. You what I have noticed in you. Sorry, Tan, about the super chat. I know, but Mike, you spend too much money. Too much.
Actually, I really don't, Saad. I mean, it's the last time I spent any money on anything has just been like ammo for hunting.
Ammo. You use 308. It's the most expensive caliber.
Use what?
It's very expensive cartridge.
Oh, I know.
308.
A lot of the
He used
ammo.
308s. Yeah, he has AR-10.
Well, that's 308. But no, I've got much more expensive ammo guns.
I know,
than
but
that.
but
My
it's not
450
cheap.
Bushmaster's $3 a bullet. A
It's not
308's
cheap.
cheap.
It's not
308's cheap.
It's not. I mean, it's expensive than 5.56, Mike.
Oh yeah, no, I got buckets of that. But
So
I just
that's what I'm saying. Let's go to the
what-
super chat now because 10 will kill me.
All right, Saad, go ahead and read this one, please, for us. Thank
Top
you.
BTW, $2. Mikey oblique Saad tag team are my favorite character on the show.
Yeah, me and Saad together are magic, aren't we? Huh, Saad?
I love you, Mr. Mikey.
I love you too, Saad. If you were here, I'd hug you. I'd just give
No,
you a
no,
big
no, no.
bear.
You would give me herpes simplex.
Okay, well, I'd put on a we'd have to use a dental dam.
I love this Perfect Dark avatar, and then obviously the T-shirt that he made for Angelic Slayer. Really, really
Yeah,
cool.
but Angelic is much more fatter than this.
No, come
Yeah,
on.
he's very fat. He's
No,
very
no, no,
obese,
no, no, no,
man.
no. No, Angelic.
Yeah.
Angelic looked great with that. I think he was showing the shirt this morning with his wife, and he bought her as well, and just really, really nice. And it was just cool to see him wearing the shirt. So Angelic, if you are around and you're willing to show us the T-shirt again,
Yes, please show us, please. Yeah,
we'd love to
I
see it. We'd
missed
love
it.
to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that Higgy's here, just to kind of go back, we were talking about his perpetual calendar. So really stunning piece in person. Really, really happy for him. He was, we met up at an undisclosed location. He brought his perpetual calendar with him. I brought mine, and then we had a little bit of a argument and a
The
shootout and
Battle of the Titans.
Battle of the Titans. Yeah, it was great to meet Higgy, and I think the last couple of weeks, just meeting a lot of people from the Archieverse, having met Higgins, JJ, Hoff, Fella, Z-Man, like just awesome guys. And I do want to encourage anybody who's thinking of coming to Watch Time New York in October. We've got about 20 plus people that are going to be attending the dinner that JJ is going to be hosting for the group. And, feel free to reach out to myself or JJ if you guys are attending and want to come, to the dinner. Everybody I've met in the group is just really, really cool. And, some really, really stunning watches. I'll show you a couple of the pieces that we were rocking this weekend at New York. Photos here for you. I'll pull up one. Mikey, give me your take. Your new computer. I can hear it chiming away. I'm gonna share my screen.
Wait a minute.
No, it's okay.
Mike, what headphones are you
Oh,
using?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What
I
headphones are?
apologize.
What headphones are these? What brand is this?
Mine?
Yes.
The watch looks like a Richard Mille, right?
It is a Richard Mille. So this
Yeah.
one was the Richard Mille was Fella's Richard Mille, and then obviously everybody would probably recognize Hoff's Music Edition. Hoff reached out to me. Yeah, I was in Queens and we were going to Manhattan. Hoff picked me up and he called me. He's like, "Which watch should I bring?" And for me, it's just I'm like, man, I got to see that Music Edition. It's just and it's
Now,
stunning in person. Amazing.
then before you get into something else, please describe us what do you think about the Richard Mille?
You know what? It actually fit pretty. So that's my wrist that I'm wearing it, and it actually fit pretty well. We went into the Richard Mille boutique a few minutes later to check out a couple pieces and whatnot, and yeah, just really light on the wrist. I think it's funny. Fellow
Yeah.
was he was going for his workout before meeting us, and he had this on. He was obviously working out with this watch, I believe, on
Damn.
the wrist. And yeah, man, he wears his watches. Great guy, and these are the kind of pieces you guys are going to see at Watch Time if you come see us. So
Let me message
encourage
him
everybody.
that we are praising him. So he likes being praised.
Fellow's
We
a
are
great.
praising.
He's a great guy.
Hoff
Great.
is cool.
Yeah, Hoff was amazing. We're talking about Fella, Mike, but
Fella.
Hoff is like Hoff. Really, these guys are true watch enthusiasts. Not chasing the hype. They're buying what they love. I know Hoff got a bit of flack for that Music Edition, but anybody who sees that watch in person, like it is. I've owned a number of Royal Oaks, and that's one of my favorites.
The Music Edition is beautiful, but the dial is not good.
Ron the Shrink says Fella was not impressed with the fact that I bought Yeezys. Well, I was wearing Yeezys. Ron the Shrink when I was I think oh yeah, here we go. I'll pull up a pic of me and you can see
you wear Balenciagas. What happened? Were you in a hurry?
No, man, the Yeezys are so comfortable. Like no joke. They're like
what are Yeezys?
Kanye West brand.
Cheapos.
So you can see here that's the Richard Mille on the wrist. And you can see the Yeezy 500s, the Wave Runners on my feet. Hey, Doc BTW.
Hello, Mr. Doc. How are you, sir?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, nice to see you, sir.
Good to stay away.
I'm in love with the new shoe. It's their Skechers. The new step-ins that you've seen the ads for them on television.
Which company?
Skechers.
Yes, very comfortable. I like them.
But the new step-ins, they have a shoehorn built into the shoe. The back is very it's very stiff, and you just step into them like slippers. But once you're in, it's the same as if you laced your shoes up. They will not come off.
Okay.
And they're the most comfortable things. ever. I've bought 2 pairs now. I've never spent over $100 on tennis shoes before, and I now have 2 pairs of the identical shoes because I was so impressed by these shoes. And you can run them through the washing machine, and they don't come. You don't get them back like disintegrated in multiple pieces like most normal tennis shoes that you run through the washing machine.
So they're called step-ins, yeah?
They're what? Yeah, step-ins.
What are they called? Step-ins.
I think they're called step-ins. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll look out for those.
Dishwasher
I saw
safe.
them on an advert.
Can you show us, please?
Right here.
Why do you put it there? Oh, very beautiful, man.
Mike,
Look at
you should have done this as an unboxing, man.
This is very, very tough. It's very rigid back here. So you just step in and your foot goes in.
Can you demonstrate it live? What is this?
It's the same shoe. I got 2 pairs of them.
You have 4 legs?
Is it like you have? Is it like you have 2 dogs?
No, I just.
Oh, you wear them on your hands.
No, I got the second pair just so that I have a spare pair. I tend to go through shoes quickly. They get ruined with just the things I do. And I went with my mother. Okay, if you want to hear the God's honest truth, I took my mother to Skechers.
Yes, tell us the truth for God's sake, man. For first time,
I was
tell us the
excited
truth.
about showing her these shoes because she's got a lot of foot problems, neuropathy and stuff, and she has trouble bending over. So I said, you need to get these step-in shoes, Mom. So we went to Skechers, and they had a sale. You buy 1 pair, you get another pair 50% off. And so she confirmed my thoughts about the shoes. She bought a pair, and so I bought this second pair at 50% off. While
You
I was
could
there.
have bought the 3rd pair for free.
No, they weren't doing that. I don't think I might have had
You
to
could
buy
have tried it.
another pair at full price, and I don't know if
I
I
think
could have
if I
bought
were
2
doing
pairs.
it, I would buy only the 50% off pair.
Yeah, why didn't you?
You had to
just
buy 1
directly
pair
buy
first.
No, you should have bought the 50% discount directly. Why did you go for buying the first one and then buying the second one for
Well, my
50% off?
mother bought a pair of step-ins for herself.
Mikey,
at full price.
Can you read the super chat from Ron? It's for you.
Ron the Actuary, $1.99. Thank you very much for your donation. Step-ins as in
Not
I just
donation,
stepped
it's
in
not a
some
charity.
dog doo-doo. Fortunately, Coda is completely
Where's
house
Coda?
trained. She's outside, but
Why outside, Mike?
so she doesn't interrupt me and disrupt me during the show. She comes in
No,
and
so
she barks.
you don't like her anymore.
I love her, dude. Come on.
So what kind of love is this? She's out of the house.
She's just outside playing in the backyard, barking at hummingbirds and chasing them around and
That's
barking
what
at
you
the
think.
neighbors.
Maybe she's crying.
No, she's not crying. She's a happy little dog.
By the way,
soon
I
as-
want to formally apologize to you guys because I know I was on the 12-hour marathon stream and started acting crazy because I was sleep deprived, but I was doing those impressions of Mike and Saad and Ross, Rachel Brady, and a few other people. The only one that was authorized was Ross, and so
I also give you authorization. You don't. You are authorized to do whatever you like, Dog BBW. What are you saying?
Oh, so
come on, Doc.
I have an authorization to do the impression of Saad.
Yes, 100%, sir.
Oh, that's wonderful because I felt really bad.
Oh no! Come on, please.
Started
Doc.
doing it, and I also, Mikey. When I do these, it's out of love for the
Doc's
characters.
getting old, and Doc's getting soft in his old age.
No,
Dude,
come
Saad,
on, Doc.
I met Doc in person. The first thing he did was make fun of my accent. So he kept saying A. He kept saying A. He's like,
I thought I was bonding.
You want to go for a drink? A. I'm like,
I thought I was bonding, Tan. I thought when we were headed over to where did we go? We went to Tommy Bahamas, and I thought
Tommy Bahamas, baby.
Bonding. Yep. I thought we were bonding, man.
We were. It was great. Doc, I met Doc years ago. Great guy. It was an awesome time. Hopefully, Doc, we'll get to meet up on the whatever coast you're on. We're not going to disclose
Let's-
which coast it is. South
you
Coast,
know.
East Coast, North Coast, West Coast. We
Well,
don't know. Any
One of
coast.
these days we'll do something, you go to these different places for your work and everything, like Vegas, and I don't know, you go to different places, and I'll just go there, I'll just go there and we'll hang out.
Absolutely.
Because it's overdue, man. I think that was, do you think that was 2015 that we did that?
Maybe like 17, I think.
September 22nd. That's Watches and Wonders, right? The
Too
watch
long
show.
ago.
All right, we got Jonathan Quill Higgins who says, "Man who was never on the Fiking Moon. This is for you, Doc. BTBB, whatever BBW. Here we go. Man on the Fiking Moon.
Man on the fucking moon. An Omega Speedmaster.
They
man
baited
on the
me into
fucking
talking
moon.
about
Gotta photograph the
that
box,
marathon
man.
show as well.
Man on the moon. Fucking moon. You need one to wear whilst you're photographing the box, man. GB, $2. Man on the fucking moon. The man on the fucking moon. Man on the fucking moon. You need a chrono. I'd get a man on the fucking moon. Omega Speedmaster. Is it acceptable to have an Omega Speedmaster man on the fucking moon? Fucking moon. Man on the fucking moon. The man on the fucking moon. Hey, I got a call here. Just hang on. Hey, Andrew, how are you? You need a chrono man on the fucking moon.
Arch, can you just say man on the fucking moon?
Man on the fucking moon.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
And I'm off for now. See you in the next one. Great vid art.
Man on the fucking moon. Man on the fucking moon. Man on the fucking moon. Man on the fucking moon.
I just love the fact the part of the video where he drinks from the water bottle is my favorite part.
I happen to be wearing a man on the fucking moon
here
right
we
now.
go, Mike. They put you full screen, baby. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
All right, Mike.
1861 big box.
Beauty, Mike. You got a super chat from Frank the Tank for you.
Yeah, Mike the Snake tested his new shoes by booting the dog out. I've never kicked my dog. I don't do that. Sorry. But my shoes have been tested.
We got Plazo. He says, "Sweet Jojo Variety Show plastic. Hop on the Strem." Sweet Jojo Variety Show says feedback required on new characters introduced on Dungeon. Stay Go Thoughts Plastic. You are welcome to join the show with me if you'd like. You are the general of the Soy Wars. We got a lot of love for plastic in the chat. Ron the Actuary, Jonathan Quill Higgins III, and many, many more saying hi to plastic. We got a good friend here, Thomas Burnett, super chat for Saad. £2 British. Thank you, Thomas Burnett. Great to see you. Saad, please explain what a caboose dial is.
Caboose dial is
Sultan
basically
Sultan
yes. Sultan Caboose is actually the Sultan of Oman. So whenever you see the court of Oman on a dial, that is called the caboose dial.
The little green.
Or if there is caboose written, Kaf Be Waw Sin, caboose written on it, then you will also see this is caboose style. Or if you see it in Arabic written caboose, I can write it myself. But how can you Google caboose?
What does caboose mean?
Caboose is the name. Caboose is the name of the royal.
The Sultan.
So it doesn't necessarily translate to any terminology. It just is the name.
No,
it's. I think it's interesting that.
You know which watch we need to show is not the Conjure. I'll show the AP.
Oh yeah, your wedding set. Where is your wedding set, man?
Saad always trolls me. He's like, "This is a watch Tan will eventually buy. This is the Sultan Caboose style." This motherfucker put his own face on the fucking dial, man.
Isn't there another piece of jewelry to go with it as well?
Yeah. I've given him the whole set. His wedding set, the cufflinks, everything that went with it. Where is it, Dan?
Each one has his face, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's many of these here. Like there's, I'll pull up another one here for you guys. Here, hold on. This is our favorite one right here. Let me zoom in on this.
Well, it's probably the most elegant.
No, they are more elegant than this also, man.
Yeah, this is the Sultan Caboose style. So for you, Thomas.
No, actually, Caboose is written in Arabic. You will find it somewhere. The Caboose there is Arabic written on it. It's not just a coat of arms.
Make Danny's day. Jump on Plazo. Hop on, buddy.
So, will you do something like this to your Audemars Piguet also, Patek Philippe?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a face of Saad on the dial.
Look at the pose, man. What kind of pose is this?
That'll be your pose, right? You're wearing nice salwar kameez, like nice pagri on, and then you'll be.
Yeah.
We'll put that photo up on. For you, it would have to be on a day date. Half the day date dial would be.
It's like a kind of a deep thought pose, which is nice. Deep thought.
Okay.
Just a brisket lunch, Jojo? I thought it'd be like some steak or something. Fuck, brisket's a bit cheap. Plazo's he's being too nice to Archie with the brisket lunch. Plazo, I thought you were in the inner circle with all the landed gentry. Now you're in Savron's. He's in Savron's inner circle, so
yeah, we need Kobe beef.
Kobe beef. There you go. There was a question from Foreman Colossus. He asked how I recognized Higgins when I met him, and I said, "Look, I was just looking for some random German-looking guy who was sitting on an egg watching his favorite movie, which is Quantum of Solace from the Bond series." So yeah, I just walked in the hotel. I saw this guy, sounded German, and just was sitting on an egg watching Quantum of Solace. So that's how I recognize the Higgy baby.
Wow, that's a good movie.
I love how Higgins is still here too.
My favorite movie is Blade Runner. Just always.
Blade Runner? This your favorite?
How big a mustache does Higgins have?
Oh, it's the one that you can kind of like curl. He's got a very curly mustache.
Oh, it's like a handlebar.
Yeah, think of more like Salvador Dali style mustache.
Oh wow,
like yeah,
kind of like a little on the eccentric side.
Oh yeah, that's how I recognize him. An eccentric guy, and I immediately hear him speaking German. He was talking to his egg as he was keeping it warm while watching Quantum of Solace. So it was a pretty important a moment in my life to meet Jonathan Quill Higgins and to really see that egg in person. So
and not everybody can pull off a Salvador Dali mustache.
Plastic says, actually, Tan, the Como is known for outstanding brisket lunch. I love brisket plastic, but I was going to say, you got to make it hurt for Archie. Should be a tomahawk steak, which you don't share with him and you eat all to yourself. That's what
By the way, sorry, Tan, I have sent you proper Caboose dial in WhatsApp if you would like to show to the honorable and most distinguished Thomas Burnett.
Absolutely. For Thomas Burnett, anything.
Anything.
So there you go, Saad. You can even read right at the bottom of the dial. I'll zoom in as much as I can here.
Yes. Now this is Kaf, Alif, Ka, Be, Waw, Sin. That is called Caboose.
Yeah.
You also can spell Urdu, right?
Oh yeah, I can read both. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Caboose. This is proper Caboose. 110% proper Caboose.
Te Noon Zal Ye Lam. What does that spell?
There is no lam here.
No. Te Noon Zal Ye Lam. What does that spell? Te Noon Zal Ye Lam.
Tanzil.
There you go, Ben Choda. We got Mr. GMT who says, I love Quantum of Solace. Actually, Higgins hates that movie.
I take it these are expensive.
These are as expensive as Mike the Snake's dog.
There you go. ABC's giving me a little Urdu lesson, man.
ABC, where are you gone? We need you, ABC.
In Hindi, I learned a couple of words.
Please share it with us.
Sure.
Sure.
Watching the scammers get busted, and one of them called him a Terimaki Sue.
Terimaki Chut.
Yeah. And the other one was Betchode. You fucking
Bancho.
Yeah. And what are those two words mean?
Saad, you can translate.
Yeah, they are like they are a very nice things to say. Normally, when you want to greet somebody, why laughing you?
Okay, so
Next
time I'm in India,
I just want to. We need to have a conversation, Mike. Whenever I talk to you, you start laughing. What's the issue with you? You think I am a clown?
No. I just I recognize when you are spoofing.
I recognize that movie though, Saad.
Because I don't think.
By the way,
I don't think you would greet anybody with those words.
It resembles a pipe pen, and this is called a pipe pen dial.
Oh yeah, those are so nice.
Yeah.
Omega did the pipe hand dial though.
Really? I never knew they also did that. Pipe pens.
Yeah. They were the ones that kind of were that, you know.
I think I'd like to have one of these because the name Caboose. No, just having a caboose. This is a lovely caboose, but having caboose would be great for me because caboose in English kind of goes with BBW. So, you know, I wouldn't mind having one of these, I think.
Oh, yeah, exactly. In a way, yeah.
There we go, boys. We got a lot of new folks in the chat. We got Sir Danny. And we got the Palwi, who may make an appearance, may not. We're not sure. Him and Ron are saying hello. And, yeah, a lot of folks are commenting on Suckerhorn's amazing mustache.
I need to get authorization for the Palway impersonation, too, if he could come on.
Nah, I don't need no authorization. Palway can hop on whenever he likes. He knows that. But, yeah, I know the Caboose dial. It's a dial that me and Saad like to make fun of quite a bit for this guy putting his own face on his own watch, which is, hey Doc, would you like? Isn't that strange? Mike? Would you wear a watch with your own fucking face on it? Like, I don't know.
No.
I just, yeah, you know, we call it the BBW dial.
If I had a face like Q10, I would have done it.
There you go. Thank you. But yeah,
I've only shown my face once on air, so I think
I wish I could see you, Doc. But I can imagine you must be a really handsome young man.
Well, I wish I was as handsome as Saad. Not quite.
Oh, come on.
I wish that were true.
So we need to discuss some limited edition pieces now, Tan.
What would you like to say? Did you send me something? I can pull it up.
I need to find out. I was not prepared. You
yeah,
never
just
told
take your time. You know, we got. I can just chat with Mike and Doc and the chat. Would you wear? Okay, so here's a good question from Eric L. This question for the panel. I'll ask Mikey and Doc while Saad's working on getting some pieces up. Would you wear a watch with Archie on it, Mikey?
I would wear something like a moon swatch or something like that with Archie on it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy a luxury watch with anybody's picture on it.
All right, Doc, what about you? Would you wear a watch? Doc actually owns a watch that Archie used to own.
That's right.
Super Ocean.
Super Ocean Heritage.
Yeah, I got to try that.
Love
it. Really nice watch. When I met Doc, he brought it and said, "This is Archie's watch." And I I remember Archie complaining about the clasp, how it's like very hard to get off, and it was just I recognized it right away. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
No, that's
I was thinking the same. I was thinking the same thing, Fiddling Fiker. That Mikey, the way Mikey views Archie is, maybe on a moon swatch. Like that's how highly he thinks of Archie's face on any watch. Would have been the moon swatch. Jeff upvote, please and thank you.
Yes.
I do think those upvotes are important because sometimes the show doesn't show up in my feed automatically like it's supposed to. I have a feeling it's the upvotes.
I just upvoted on my new computer. It upvoted successfully.
All right, boys, we'll give everybody a chance to upvote. Commercial break here for everybody while you upvote for the snake. Here we go.
This isn't the freedom stream. I've been trying to get on here multiple times and Nerk has been controlling it and I'm not going to hold on. Don't fucking mute me. Don't mute me. Who's fucking muting me? Nobody else will fucking tell you. No freedom stream. You're showing as much as these guys are. I gave the word to Nerk and he didn't want to bring it up. It's as bad as Tim Wright streaming. because I don't come on here for that, and I come on here for genuine reasons. I don't have a genuine. You guys do. No, I didn't say I come on here to entertain. I said I come on here for entertainment. Those are two different words. You should know that. With my IQ. My mic's working fine, thank you very much. Come on, now.
I really hope Mookie could make a clip of Powley calling Curly a deep dish motherfucker. It's one of my favorite things, the favorite parts of Powley's shtick. When Curly's on, Powley immediately is there and he's like, "You deep dish motherfucker," and it's just it's gold. It's comedy. It's just classic stuff. So we love the Powley. Powley, feel free to hop on if you like. Give Mike some encouraging words about his trainers, as they call it in the UK, or the sneakers, as we call it here in North America. And we're still waiting on Saad to pull us up or give us something that's rare. I don't know, Saad, if you sent anything over, but let me know. Oh, here we go. We got a few rare pieces here from Saad. I know this first piece. I just got to get it up on the screen.
Saad is the king of off-catalog day dates and datejests. Absolute king. Unrivaled.
All right, Mikey. With that cue, we'll start with a day date. Now, Saad, before you get into this, I want to get Mikey's take on what he thinks of this piece.
Wow. Rainbow, diamond, I'm assuming bezel, gold dial, diamond indices. It's about as awesome as it gets. It doesn't have the Mercedes hands. It's got stick hands. I think they're called sword hands. I'm not sure. I did look the different types of hands up, but I don't remember all the names of them now. I'm assuming they probably have some lume on them. Maybe. I don't know though. But what a watch. That's amazing. It's one absolutely amazing piece of jewelry there.
Mike. I like that it's restrained as well because it doesn't have any of the diamonds on the bracelet.
Yes.
Mike, what's tiramisu? I thought it was a dessert.
I asked that question. I don't know what tiramisu is. I wanted to know.
It sounds like a dessert to me, Michael.
Yeah, no, tiramisu is a dessert. But tiramisu is something that I heard.
Come on, Danny. Give it to him, Danny. Tiramisu.
Mayada.
We got it.
Thomas Burnett, Saad, what is about Al Bilad dial? That was, I think, that's still a firefighting company in Saudi Arabia. They produced these day dates for the company or employees, I believe.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, a lot of the companies are owned. They're kind of like conglomerates, and they own different arms of businesses. Like, it could be oil, it could be newspapers, it could be other things. And so this company, obviously has banking and other things, and it's a state-owned company. And obviously you can see here on this date we have an Al Bilad dial. Pretty cool. Again, right, the stamping of dial, Saad, is it's hard to really gauge because not everybody's going to have some kind of a connection to, unless you worked in Saudi or whatever, work for these companies. Like, I don't know. I don't really see it. Like, I don't really have a connection to that, so it's not something I would be seeking.
Most of the people, what they did was actually when they received these kind of watches, they used to immediately sell them to the market, and these watches were actually a very, very turn off, because of the dial. And they and back in the day, nobody knew that dial was so easy to swap actually. So it was actually very difficult to sell these watches. Then what happened? They started swapping the dial with the plain ones eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Now suddenly things have changed, and these have become very collectorable items. Now back to this watch. This was special order watch, which was called the Day Date Rainbow. The reference number was 8058. Unique watch, one of one. Yes, it seems that there is no other watch produced like this in yellow gold. However, in white gold, there were around 5 pieces, 4 to 5 pieces produced by the Sultan of Oman, which we just mentioned, the Caboose, that person, when he was young. And I think, he was when studying in Sandhurst. He ordered that through Asprey. I think, if I'm not wrong, this is what happened. He ordered it through Asprey, the dealer in London, special order. But he never wore those watches, and he gifted it to his servants. And this is the watch we are talking about. So this was then later on auctioned by Philips, I believe. So this is what is in white gold, with central links in diamonds and pave dial. Mike, this thing, what do you think about this watch? This is what these are actually the starting of the rainbow bezels in Rolex lineup. Uh, the Daytona didn't start the rainbows. It's actually the day date that started the rainbow.
So this is the father of the Daytona rainbow.
Yes, technically, yes. So, Mike, how much score do you give to these watches?
Oh, well, these are both 10s, 10 out of 10s. They're amazing,
So
not necessarily my style, but boy, I would wear one proudly every day if I had the ability to get one of these. I mean, these are crazy. Look at that. I've heard that Rolex only uses the finest diamonds in their settings, and the pave is beautiful, and I see there's diamonds in the center links on the bracelet. This is blingo.
Saad, was there one more watch, or was just two?
Man, that's something else.
For now, there was also oyster date in rainbow that they produced, but for now, I just sent you these two watches.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I have to say, with a pave dial, when you have photographs of it, it doesn't measure up to what you see in real life. I've never seen a Rolex with a pave, but I have seen the Omega and worn one. It's just quite impressive.
Yeah, actually, on the weekend, Saad, I was with Fella, and he showed me a nice day date that he said, you know what, Saad should have this. Saad should have this. I don't know if Fella's listening. If you could WhatsApp me that piece, because I'll pull it up here to show Saad and whatnot. But really cool, really cool piece he was showing me a few days ago. But yeah, no, I don't know where Danny went. I think he was here just to learn a bit of Hindi from Mike the Snake. But hopefully Danny will be back. But yeah, Saad, look, there's just tons of this is what we talked about at the start of the show, right? Just the variety in Rolex that we don't talk about all the time. I know you and I talk about it a lot, but on standard streams, you don't really hear about folks going deep into different types of dials. And Rolex still produces some pretty rare dials like the Eisenkeisel dial. You mentioned they still have a lapis style in production as well, I believe.
Yes, I will send you the photographs in a minute. Yeah, I'll send you few photographs which people think actually not in production, but they secretly produce them.
Mikey, the super chat's for you. You're bringing in. I told you earlier when we were on the phone call. You're bringing in the dollar bills today. It's for you to read.
All right, that's what I'm here to do. Madman, $5. Thank you very much. $5 American. Mike the Snake, me che cosa fai?
We got
Wow.
GB with $2 says, I could see Mike the Snake wearing a Domino's Pizza Air King. Now, Mike, have you ever seen one of those Domino's Pizzas Air Kings or whatever?
No.
All right, I'll pull it up here. Domino's Pizza Air King. So, Saad, this was at a time when Rolex was, I guess, taking orders and would put. And I don't know if this actually was a factory or if it was an aftermarket on the Domino's. Maybe but this is quite a famous piece. Like you do see these around. So Mikey hasn't seen one, but this is a Domino's Pizza
Whoa.
dial Air King. Now, Mikey, would you wear that? That's the thing. So he was saying, GB was saying he could see you wearing this. Would you wear this? Do you like Domino's Pizza?
I like Domino's Pizza. I don't not that much actually as far as pizza goes. And if I had a choice of other watches to wear, plain dial or a caboose or something like that, I would wear that before this. Unless it were Cartier or Tiffany or something that's not just like mainstream, kind of like advertising. This doesn't do it for me, not at all.
This is an interesting comment from Artie Lange and Sona. He says that turned out an Eisenkeisel day date after seeing it. So Saad, I'm hearing this a lot too. Maybe not so much on the Eisenkeisel, but on the meteorites, for example, right? Because obviously every dial is going to be different, and oftentimes folks will turn down pieces because the dial just doesn't, it doesn't mesh with what they're looking for, and they will just reject it because, again, these are, either stone dials or they're obviously made out of meteorite, and they'll have a different texture and a look on the dial than another piece that's out there. So this is, and I've heard this from a lot of collectors of people turning stuff down just because they just didn't like the look of it, of that specific one they were offered.
It's possible, but I don't know. Normally, one is very lucky if they are offered something like that. Maybe he is offered the one with diamond bezels, or maybe it's a 36 millimeter, or maybe he does not like the Eisenkiesel altogether. I've, by the way, sent you 3 photographs, 3 watches which are currently in production, but most of the people don't know that they are making these mineral dials.
All right, we got a super chat here first from Thomas Burnett, so I'm going to share this for you. He says, Saad, what about the 116285 BBR Zebra? You
Yeah,
like?
the date. Yeah, this date just, yeah, this is a discontinued one. This is a discontinued one.
But do you like it? That's what he's asking.
No, not at all. They actually use this dial on the zebra bracelet also. It's a very
Saad, what would be
weirdo.
an occasion that you would, wear this watch if you had it? What occasion would you wear this?
When I go to the zoo.
All right.
It starts reminding me of sort of like one of those juicy couture kind of things. It's like, nah, I don't think so. It's kind of looks a little boutique to me.
We got Mr.
I kind of like it.
You like it, Mikey? Yeah, actually, I don't mind it. I don't think it's, it's a bit ostentatious, but hey,
it's okay. I'll get it also. It's not that bad, man.
There you go. The power of influence, guys.
Yeah.
Well, the steel bezel and then the Ever Rose.
There is no
case.
steel bezel. Where is the steel bezel?
Oh, what is it? White gold?
White gold bezel.
Okay, white gold. Yeah, of course we're way
Invisible set diamonds.
Yeah, no, that watch is amazing.
We got $5 from Mr. Valju, who says, I might wear that Domino's Rolex if it comes gluten-free. Pizza, beer, watches. That is the combo, Mr. Valju.
This is the cheapest Rolex. This was the proper poverty pack, and they did it right on this watch. Make the disgraced watch even disgrace.
with the dominoes. Couldn't even be round table. Had to be dominoes.
So Saad, before I pull yours up, fella did WhatsApp me this photo. He says when I saw him on the weekend, he showed me this. He says Saad should get this. What do you think of this one?
Ooh.
The problem with this watch is that they make this in platinum also, this dial, right? So that's one thing that I don't like about this style. Another thing which I am not liking about this watch is, you see the Friday is not center, Doc. Is this problem with my eyesight or no?
It does look like it's off, doesn't it?
Yeah, I hate.
What's going on with that? You think that's just a problem where they need to adjust the?
It needs some adjustment. Yeah, the wheels need some adjustment.
Maybe so he gave me another option for you, and this is called the PAL way.
Actually, this I would pick this over that because I don't like white gold. I will get this leopard.
Yeah, this is the leopard. It's not the eye of the tiger. It's the leopard.
Yeah,
right?
this is the leopard. Nicolas Cage also had this. I would prefer this over that.
You prefer this?
But the only problem with this watch is you will never find the strap. It's very difficult to find.
Pavel is mentioning a Pavé Yachtmaster 40. I didn't know that.
Oh yes. I have the reference. They also did the meteorite. No, not the meteorite.
Boys, I just gotta go grab some dinner. Mikey, I'm just gonna go on mute. I'll be back.
Okay.
So just so Saad, you can go through this.
How much time will you take?
No, not very long. I'll be back and I'll be able to end the show and stuff. So I just gotta go grab something to eat. So I'll be back. I'll go on mute.
So this is a Tiffany blue.
No. We don't talk about Tiffany, okay?
Oh,
Tiffany is another company. Tiffany has nothing to do with this watch. Number one.
I know the name of this stone.
Turquoise.
Turquoise. Yes.
This is a turquoise stone.
Turquoise,
yes.
and the green one is it
What
lapis
is it?
lazuli?
No, not. You have 5 chances. 1 chance is gone. You have 4 left.
It's not cat's eye.
3 chances left.
Cat's eye was a good guess.
Yeah.
Push it, Mike. Oh, don't Google it. Don't Google it.
No, I'm not. No, tannerite or no, there's a
2
green.
chances. Don't change the windows on your computer.
No, hands up.
Yeah.
I'm not. The name's not coming to me.
Push it, Mike.
No, I don't. I know the stone. I just don't remember it.
You told me you know the stone, and then you suddenly. Why do you brag then?
He probably just needs to be nudged with a rhyming clue. So,
it
can
starts
I give him
from
a rhyming
M.
clue? What was it?
It starts with what?
M. It starts from M. The stone starts from M.
That's even better clue. That's a letter clue.
It's a letter. I made it really easy, man. Come on, Mike. I love you, Mike.
It rhymes with.
Give me a rhymes with.
Come on, Michael. Come on, Michael.
Uptight. Rhymes with uptight.
Shite. Kite.
It's not meteorite. It's
no. Last chance, Mike. Otherwise, I'll grab your throat. Come on, last chance.
That was a good one, though. That was a good one.
Melanite.
You're very close, Mike. I give you half chance. Half chance now.
Very close to melanite.
Please, yes, very close to it. Very, very close, Mike.
It's like the ball is at the edge of the cup. It's just like the wind could almost knock it in.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, Mike, push it hard.
No, I'm rooting for myself as hard as you guys are.
Push it, Mike. It's like you're in the labor room. Push it.
It's like you're almost that close to a birdie. Just fall right in.
No, it's a drop in. Not melanite.
Come on, Mike. You're very close. Come on, Mike.
I think you just need to change like one letter in there.
Yes, Mike. Just one letter and you're done it, Mike.
Melanite?
You're almost near it, Mike. Almost. Just half a letter.
Malachite.
Even quarter of a letter. Change just quarter of a letter.
Malachite.
Quarter and quarter of a letter.
Fuck.
Come on. Yes, you are very close, Mike. Come on.
Oh man.
Come on, Mike.
Just trying to think.
You're very close, Mike. You're pushing it, Mike. You're pushing. You have a
I
Pentium 2
know.
computer.
I'm failing.
Push
My new
this
computer's not
brain, Mike.
helping.
Push this brain. Heat it up. Push it up.
Oh,
Burn your hair, Mike. Come on, push it. Push it today, man. Your brain is full of horse urine. Come on, push it, Mike. No, push it. Push it. Don't laugh, Mike. Push it.
I think he lost his concentration when he started laughing.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry.
I'm
Restart.
still staring at it, trying to think.
What was the last word you said?
Malachite or meteorite?
You're again 2 steps back now.
Okay.
You're gonna have to call a different
I
friend.
give you 2 chances again.
Melanite. Melanite and melanite.
You're near, Mike. You're near. Mike, you're near. I'll be really proud of you if you do it, Mike.
Is the letter towards the end or the beginning of the word?
The end side. End side. Only the end.
Is it melanine?
No.
Or
No.
melanine?
No. Keep on chasing it. Come on.
Melanar? Melanar?
No.
Malachite.
Hey, you come on. Yes, you're there. You're right. You're right. Come on, do it. Say
Foreman.
it. Say it.
That's funny, Foreman.
Somebody said I lose. Okay, sorry guys.
No. You're not a loser. Come on, say it.
I know I'm not a loser. I lose this questionnaire.
You're not a loser, Mike.
No, I know that.
So then say it.
Give me a chance to let me look it up on my phone.
No, Mike, you're not a cheater. You're a warrior.
Meteorite.
No. Yeah. The first side is okay. The last portion of the word you need to change. Mela, okay, Mela, and the side at the last side, the last portion needs to be corrected. Okay, Mela.
Melatine.
No.
Ron, the actuary, is screaming right now.
Melanor. Melanite.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm purely just guessing now.
I think you're enjoying this a little too much, Saad.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's called malachite.
Malachite. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Malachite.
Although Forbin Colossus says it's called Doc is right. I prefer that one, actually.
So which one is more beautiful, Doc, comparing these two? Which one you like more?
I think the Malachite is actually the one I would pick out of those
And
two.
what about you, Mr. Michael?
I think I'd pick the Malachite one as well.
Okay. These are off-catalog models still in productions. If anybody is interested in this, it's called the 128238. It's the reference number. But the only problem with these watches are the size.
They're 36, aren't they?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Doc. These are produced in only 36 millimeters, which I believe Mike the Snake is heartbroken now.
Oh, Mike can't wear that because he's got such a large wrist.
Yeah,
He'll
he
have to
doesn't
come
like
to me.
small watches.
He'll have to come to me.
Yeah.
My wrist is slightly less than 7, so I will wear that comfortably.
It defaults.
I think even Doc, even for 7-inch 36 is too small. So the borderline size for 36 is 6.5-inch wrist. That's the border.
I don't know.
42 on my wrist.
My Daytonas are 37, right?
Yes.
And this is 36, right? So
yes,
that's so close.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I think I would force it. I would make it work. I love that dial.
Yeah. Then it's okay. Yeah.
And it's gold. It's gold, so that's more like a dress piece anyway. I think I could handle it.
And I think it is thicker than the Daytona, and the bracelet is wider than the Daytona that you have, I believe.
Oh, if
Uh,
it's thick, that makes it. I mean, so that makes it work even better if it's nice and
yes,
thick.
yeah.
Wow.
Because
Is
size
that
matters,
because
but it's a combination of diameter and thickness.
is the thickness because of the stone dial needing to have some thickness to it to have some strength to
Um,
it?
mm, I mean, all of these watches have same sizes. It's not that they had to produce special size for this
It's the movement
specific.
because of the complication.
Okay, they're
Yeah,
just thick. They're just thick watches. Okay,
these
thank
are
you.
thick. Yeah,
Well,
these are thick
it's
ones.
thicker than a date just. Right.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
but
Well,
it's
they're
not
day
that thick.
dates.
Yeah, but it's very well sought after size. The proportions are so well done. It's amazingly, when it's just uh
Well,
blends.
the aesthetic works, and when they translate it to the 40, I'm just afraid that the aesthetic is not quite the same.
That is more on the sporty side, dog.
The
This is what,
proportions.
yeah. This is what just Stan said. Something that is very important when you really want to have a dress watch. Dress watch should be smaller in size. It should not look like a sporty watch. Uh, it looks really out of. Oh, we have the
Look who we
legendary.
have. I was wondering who's possibly coming on the show and
We
has
have the King
keys.
of Kings. How are you, sir?
Hey, not too bad there. How are you, my General Sad?
We have Dog BBW with us.
How you doing?
Hey, that's fantastic.
And we
Hey,
have
I
Mike the
was on.
Snake.
I had one of the very few I got a super fan who upgraded me, and I was feeling unwell this morning. I turned down a free breakfast in business class. Can you believe that? But then I came to my senses before we landed, and I said, "Hey, I'll have that breakfast, thank you."
And they let you have it late.
Mm. It was okay. It was nice. It was okay. How are you guys, my wonderful peoples there? How are you guys going?
All good, all good. Uh, Pontiff, everything is going very well. We have
Who we
Stan
got
with
on?
us also. He will join us in a second. He started the show, and everything is excellent.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're holding the fort down for you.
Tanzio went off to have a meal, to have dinner. Last time he ate dinner with me, it took him 5 minutes, but I have a feeling it was a little
He's
different
just
when he's
washing
doing
his
it.
hands. He has a greasy
Yeah.
meal, so he's taking
Hey,
some
that's
time.
fantastic.
He's going to time with his family.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, Tan. I love the zeal. I love the zeal. You know that? He's got the passion. He's got the romance. He's got everything going for him. My God, you know what? It's just sad to be back in Australia now, Hong Kong. You know,
So where
Luxy
are you
said,
now?
"Oh, I'm in the Melbourne. I snuck in. I snuck in. I snuck into the business lounge.
Melbourne.
I'm an imposter. Okay, I'm a phony. I'm an imposter. I'm a phony. I don't belong here. Okay." Okay, I don't belong here. Okay, I need to. Um, yeah,
So
I got
part
to
of
tell
the
you.
it's got to hurt principle, they don't have a direct flight to Brisbane, do they?
No, because it's the way he did the ticket to get business class. Sometimes the route may not be direct. Of course, yeah, but that's okay because it's just so enjoyable, you know.
Right. It's better have a good seat.
Yeah, and it's only 2 hours to Brisbane, so it's okay. Look, they do have direct flights, but that wasn't. My friend used points, and you got to. Beggars can't be choosers. You heard that
Exactly.
saying? Beggars. If
Exactly.
someone gave me a flight, man, I'd fly to Timbuktu and back.
As long
You
as
should
it's
see the flight. The flight
an
I've got for
upgrade.
New York watch time. I got to go to Pakistan and India for a week.
Maybe you can get that Pepsi off of Hisham.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. It's the market is I just changed my whole philosophy. You know, I was talking someone in Honkers, and they were saying to me, the more you have, the more greedier you get. Do you think that's true? Hisham, is that true?
It's true, sir. It's true. It's true.
Shasad, I should say General Saad. Is that true?
Yeah, Hisham is my brother, so no problem. Yes, it's true.
I don't know.
How come we get so greedy? Why do we get so greedy? Why are we so greedy?
This is human nature, Pontiff. We get greedy.
At the point where I was doing well, and I actually became not greedy, but more stingy with my money. Like I watched my money more carefully the more money I got. Whereas when I was down in the very low income bracket, if something came along that I wanted and it took me down to near zero, I didn't care. But when I had a fat stash, it was a much bigger decision to dive into that. Hi, Archie.
I'll show you some planes. Do you want to see some planes? Have a look here. Look at this. 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 So this is Qantas. This is our local carrier. That's our Qantas Bay. And over there we got some Emirates. An Emirates A380. Singapore Airlines. That's an A350. 350. Actually, I think it's an A330. See, that's. You know what? I really love those big beasts. Those beasts. You know those beasts? I really love those A380 beasts. It's so sad they get.
Aren't they discontinuing the A380s?
Yes, yes, very sad.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was fair, sad. It's just sad, you know.
Archie, you have lost a lot of weight. You're not having.
No. I'm eating like a pig in Hong Kong. Believe you me. You know what? Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something without you guys getting offended?
Yes.
I had some pizza in Hong Kong. It was shit. Okay. The Chinese cannot make good pizza.
No, they're not known for their pizza.
And it was actually fresh dough. It was fresh dough. Like it was like, hand dough, but it was too cheesy. Just didn't hit the spot. Does that make sense? I don't know why I even ordered it. I was an idiot.
Should have gone to Costco, mate, and got one for £1.50.
Did it have pineapple on it, Archie?
Well, actually, can I tell you something? My good friend Dave, the super collector, he ordered a pizza. He said, "Oh, no, I'll get the sweet and sour." He said, "We can swap some." I said, "No, I won't. That's got pineapple on it." Pineapple. That's not.
I think that guy wants to be in your live stream behind you, Arch.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
The guy has some problem.
I love pineapple on pizza. Canadian bacon and pineapple, man.
Why is the guy looking at you, Archie, in the back?
Guy's this.
He knows it's ArchieLuxury.
You know what? He might actually recognize.
Yeah.
So, guys, I got to tell you honestly.
Did your mum tell you it's rude to stare?
Yeah, his head is not moving.
We're at an airport. I really love this lounge. It's a beautiful lounge. I mean, a nice lounge.
Just buy a bed and start living here.
Oh, what?
Just buy a bed and start living here, Archie.
I want to move to Honkers. I want to move to Hong Kong. I want to move to Hong Kong. I want to get one of those cages Lux was talking about. You know, the cages? I really just need a studio. All I need is a studio. I want to be based in Honkers. That's where I want to be based, is Honkers.
But that's very expensive, Archie, Hong Kong.
You think so?
Very expensive to live.
Honkers is expensive, you reckon?
Yes. China is cheap. Hong Kong is very expensive.
Hong Kong, okay. Because I love it. I love the vibe, man.
Unless you get a wizard deal.
Yeah, I've been looking at that. I was looking at the peak. I spent.
Oh, if I can hook you up, man, in my car.
No one's heard of him. No one's heard of him. But they said if they find him, can he get a good price on a Daytona? That's what they said. So.
Hey, I'll send you RP, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the phone ring on me, Arch. It was my sister. I told her I'd call her back. And when I told her
Oh,
what I was
wow.
doing, she wanted to say, "Make sure you say hi for me."
Yeah, please say hello. She's lovely, your sister. It's, I got to tell you something, man. I really want to relocate soon. Once the kids finish school, I'm thinking Malaysia, honkers.
If that's what
But,
you fancy, don't let it stop you. Go for it.
sorry?
I'm saying if that's what you want to do, don't let it stop you. Go for it. If that'll
I
make you
didn't have
happy.
complaints, but when I was gone, I had some complaints. They said, Arch, you look a bit distracted on the streams. Yeah, I was waking up at 5 every morning to do the stream. Actually, I tell a lie. Come on, I'm bullshitting you. I wake up at 6:20, okay, and I start the stream in 10 minutes. Shit, I gotta start the stream.
That's still pretty early for most people.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That was the problem. I had to get up early. People said, oh, Huff said to me the other day, he goes, oh, you look a bit distracted, Arch. I don't know what's wrong. I said, yeah, I'm waking up at bloody... And honkers, they're not an early morning city. Like, it doesn't open. The shops, you don't find a lot of shops opening to 11 every day. So they
11?
stay open. See, they stay open till 10 o'clock at night or something. See, so they open at 11. You know what I mean or not?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Archie, can you speak Mandarin?
Hi, kung kung fu fu fu. A bit of Mandarin and Cantonese thrown in there. I got to tell you, I don't know. I had a great trip. It was actually, it's revitalized me. I'm so happy to be. I gotta do some streams. You know, I gotta get the act together.
I hope you wash that jumper ready for you to put on tomorrow morning, mate.
Sorry, what was that?
Away.
I says, I hope you wash that jumper ready to put on for tomorrow morning to start again.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's it. That's
You're
it.
not that far
It's,
away. You're just that close.
yeah, no, it was. I got to tell you, it's fantastic. Seriously, guys. Seriously, it's good to get away. I think the watch. Can I say this to you? The watch market, I think, is collapsed. I think it's over now, guys. It's over.
It's over, Archie. Is this true? It's over?
Investment wise, the watch market's always there.
Okay.
But investment wise, I don't think it's. I missed my collection, you know, but unfortunately that's not come. But you know what? We got a super chat. Look at this. We got a super chat here. We got a great super chat on the screen here now. It's from AD Never Calling, $10. And he says,
it's the first super chat of the evening.
No,
not first.
Dreams of my friend Arch fill my head. Where to for away? Actually, can you read it? I got my glasses. These aren't my actual reading glasses. I'm using a.
Yeah, dream of my friend Arch in the Hummer fill my head. We're so far away now, but always close to my heart. I love you, Arch.
Hey, what a nice comment there.
That's very nice.
Man, I remember being in the back of that Hummer. That was an amazing trip to America. The brisket. Oh my God, it was amazing. That was an amazing day we had out in Texas. That was amazing. In Dallas.
He's
my
a very
God.
good guy, Archie. Patek Philippe is a very good guy.
He is a fantastic guy. And I had a bit of a think about it. You know what? I was thinking about the dates again, right?
Yes, sir.
I think I really want to try a 40, but they're too expensive. You know, they're expensive. They're ridiculously expensive, you know?
Just sacrifice two of yours.
And I don't know if I really want one that badly.
He's stuck where I was like a few days back.
I don't know if I really want one. Like, I'd like one. Yeah, I would. But then I'm realizing, hey, it's so expensive, and I probably won't get the dial. I couldn't get the dial I wanted, and
It's all about the dial, Archie, and that is the problem. The money is in the dial. It becomes really expensive if you get from the gray market. Yes, if you get the green dial from the AD, everything is okay then.
hey, we got another super chat here from my good friend. This is a good NATO. Hello, NATO. NATO's in the crowd. We got a super chat from Ross Rachel Brady, $5. Just showing my support for Archie in the panel. I love you all, and I love Archie's unshaved face. Thank you. Yeah. I just got off the plane. Yeah. Thank you. I didn't even think about that.
Ross came on the 12-hour stream last night and or this morning, and he also has that unshaven look right now.
Yeah.
Archie, you had Eddie's face. You what prostitute you went with?
Sorry?
I says, who had the airiest face? You or the ladyboy that you went with?
Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. That's a nasty comment there, hey?
Actually, you were in the first class. You should have done shaving in the aeroplane. You were in the Airbus A380.
I think he was worried about eating.
Okay. Oh, look at the day date. You have the day date with you. It's 30.
Yeah,
mate.
Oh,
pull it up.
Look at this, Archie. 18238. Looks like 18238.
We don't have the power to bring him up big screen, but
Just a minute, I might be able to do it.
Damn it, this 36 looks so excellent on you. 30?
Oh, you have that. You have the power to do
Oh,
it.
this is mint condition. What is this, man?
Wow,
How
look
did you
at
get this?
Everything for this, mate. Swing tags, box, everything. Just my
How
camera.
did you get this new old stock? How did you get this?
I just felt lucky on it, to be honest. I went into shop a deal with, and I said,
Is it original unrestored? Is it original
yeah,
unrestored? Or?
Never been polished or nothing.
Wow.
Oh, look at this.
Wow, look at that suit you, Danny. Danny,
See what I mean?
36, what's that? It's an 18238?
Yeah.
And the best part is it goes so nicely with your tooth. I mean, everything matches.
Take myself off this now.
It's part of his ensemble.
Exactly. It's part of the ensemble.
Your
couldn't
class,
have said it better.
Danny. Archie, now it's about time you are the king. You need to have the day date also.
I had them in the past, Saad. You know that? I've had a few.
Of course, you knew. We all know you had it in the past. Now it's the 40.
Archie, if I spring
it, I just didn't bond to it. Like I had it. Like you know how I had one originally, and I really loved it. Then I sold it for financial. I was bloody broke. Okay. And then I got one back years ago, and I also had to sell it for financial reasons. Fuck, I love that watch.
Was it 36?
Yeah, 36. Always 36. And then I got it again. This was before I started getting into the. This is when I had the gold sub. Remember, I had the gold sub, and I had a day date as well.
Yes.
Yes. Right. That was great.
And I just couldn't bond with it. I don't know why.
Do you think you had too much at once?
Yeah, too much gold.
Yeah, I loved it, but I ended up. What did I do then?
Super chat, Archie.
Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you so much. There, we got a really nice super chat here, and this is from. I'm gonna find it. Let me find it. AD never calling. I have divested. Oh shit! I want to read this. This is actually a good comment. Is it coming up?
Yes.
I have divested all my watches, currently Rolex less. I've converted to cash and feeling safe and happy. What's he got? My
got
God.
another super chat after that one.
He has sold all of his watches, Archie. He has sold Rolexes.
My God, yeah.
He's got a follow-up super chat after that one.
Oh, we got next one here. He says, AD never calling $10. Arch, now that I'm without Rolex, can I still be in your club? Please don't tell me you don't want me in the club anymore. Like TW. No. It's nothing to do with the watch.
My bad.
What's he got left?
No,
bad.
no. He has Oris. Oris. He has the Oris watch.
Wouldn't you go with a Tudor Black Bay? Wouldn't you go with a Black Bay if you had no Rolex? No? Tudor Black Bay?
I've had a few of them, and
I
they're
think
definitely a bad watch.
Saad is kidding. He has a Seiko. He has a Seiko, Grand Seiko, and a Breitling.
Those are not watches.
Yeah, I seem to remember him having a Breitling.
Hey, did any of you guys ask Archie to wrench AD Never Calling?
Oh, yeah. Can you wrench AD Never Calling up, Archie?
He is in the airport. How can he wrench it? He needs a computer.
I don't know how it fucking works. I'm shite with technology.
Same here.
Oh, good.
I just had a new computer installed
He's
just
a
an hour
you
ago.
bought Pentium 2 computer.
No, it's Windows 10.
I'll see if I can do it.
So Beamerovich, you're at the airport. I was eating dinner. I didn't know what was going on.
No, I'm in Melbourne.
Are you there to give some comfort to Jake the puppy who's taking a couple of hits?
Can anybody see if there was a super chat before the one from Ross Rachel Brady?
I'll check it.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who that was from.
There's one from Mobster here.
Yeah, from Mobster.
Oh, that guilty smile, Arch.
Hey,
Arch,
$2. Arch, were there any customers in the Hong Kong dealers? Oh, that's a very good question. I tell you what was dead. Breitling was dead. You know, Breitling's got one of the coolest in Central. I went over to Central, had this coolest Breitling shop that they had guys in a suit with white sneakers on, or white, you know, those sort of trendy, preppy sort of shit. And no customers. Absolutely no customers. No customers and no discounts.
So they were kind of dressed like Jen Tingler.
Yeah, preppy. You know that.
White tennis shoes.
Yeah. And it was, I got to be honest with you, it was kind of, it was kind of sad. There's no, it's the reality we live in, man. There's no customers there. It's a reality we live in, okay?
Was there any particular store that was full of customers?
Hey, looking good, man.
Yeah.
Archie, you weren't gonna run a show. I had a phone call with Mike the Snake earlier today. They said we can't not have a show today. Come on.
Hey, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Mikey was bringing in all the dollars today for you.
Hey, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it.
That's why I'm here, Arch. To help you out, man.
Hey, man.
I love you, man.
Tiramisu.
Hey, that's fantastic. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm glad to be coming back. I've actually got to go to an appointment for my son tomorrow, a little bit personal.
I hope that
I'll be on for a little bit. I'll be on there for a little bit. I'll be on for a little bit tomorrow. I'll start the show. We'll do at least an hour, okay? Because
Archie, we got 10 fucking admins. We can all help out. Don't worry about it.
okay, thank you, man. You guys are great. Hey, Mr. Zeal, I didn't see many of your watch. I didn't see any 5212s in Hong Kong in the dealers.
What did you see over there?
I saw a lot of. You saw a lot of Nautilus and Aquanauts. 5712s. I saw a white dial 5711. You don't see many. Like I saw a 5130 world time. No 5110s. I saw a nice yellow gold 5196.
Beautiful.
I think it was on a. It looked fucking exactly like mine, but anyhow, I don't even want to go there.
Well, it was just a sea of Nautili and Aquanauts, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of the hypey one. I didn't see, like, the thing is, in singers, you tend to see a bit more. I went to this place called Vintage Concept.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Vintage Concept had this vintage. I mean, Doc, you would have gone, but the prices are ridiculously high.
What did you see there? Give us a taste. What kind of watches did you see at Vintage Concept?
Okay, 5513 Explorer dial.
Beautiful.
5513. Bakelite GMT 6452. Yeah, 6542. 6452, I think. I can't remember. Whatever.
6542.
Yeah, 6542. No crown guard subs. Like you see about 5 of them in the display cabinet.
Like a
absolutely amazing, and they have all the paraphernalia with it as well. Oh, and they had Goyard boxes. That kind of made me a little bit. Oh fuck it.
I don't know. I saw the Goyard. So Fella, Hoff, and I, we checked out the Goyard boxes, and we all kind of agreed that.
Which one? Are you talking about the 6 one?
We saw all of them. We saw all of them. We saw the 6.
You know, they got the 8 box and the 6. The 6 box is actually more expensive than the 8 box. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Because the 6 box is a bigger box, whereas the 8 box has got that stupid leather strap that goes on the front.
Yeah, I didn't like the leather strap. I thought it was a bit cheesy.
So you actually, if you're going to compare apples with apples, I think you want to look at the 6 one.
Rob Filmer says Arch's 6006 was the best Calitrava.
Actually, you know, I met Uptick Watchers, right? I was going to do a collab with him, but he's very, very shy. He says, "Oh, I can't have my face on it for." He's just he's a bit secretive, and that's okay. I just went there to have a chat to him and see how he was, and he's got the 60. That's a fucking amazing watch. He also had a beautiful Omega Aquaterra in the green. You know, the Omega Aquaterra World Timer.
Ooh, nice. I met
beautiful watch.
I met Z-Man as well in Manhattan. He came with an Aquaterra blue dial.
Hey, how did you find Goyard there? Do you think they're a bit up himself or not?
Who Goyard?
Yeah.
Archie, like so I've been to the London boutique, and when I went to New York, so the day before I was talking to Z-Man, and he said Goyard always has a lineup outside of the New York boutique. And I thought it would be. I thought he was like, you know, I thought he was just saying like maybe 3 or 4 people. The lineup was literally an hour-and-a-half line to get in.
Oh shit!
On a Sunday, yeah, an hour and a half.
Why?
Because they're like artificially limiting it to like 2 customers in the store at a time, like some straight bullshit.
Wait, can you make a booking or what?
Yeah, that's what I should have done. Is because they had me on file as a customer from the London boutique. And they kind of told me, they're like, yeah, because you're already a customer, you should have just made an appointment.
You should have taken that LV suitcase. How is that President Classier going?
It's amazing. I love it. The fellow was trying to buy it from me.
Yeah, don't sell it. You know, I paid over 3,000 Aussie for that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a deal with fella. He has a couple of boxes I'm interested in. So I might do, because like, look, the Goyard box, I was thinking about it, but then I was like, you know what, I kind of prefer the Louis Vuitton box. Like,
let me tell you, man, you are free to do whatever you want, man. I hope. All I say to you.
No, I'm not going to sell the briefcase. The briefcase is not.
No, you can. Please, you do whatever you want. You have complete freedom. All I want it to do is make you happy.
Danny, what would happen if I sell the briefcase? How many times would I hear about that?
You'd hear about it, and then when you had an argument, you say,
fucking cunt! I'll give him my fucking briefcase, and he fucking sold it.
The fucking slimy bastard.
But you know something? I'm actually happy it's out of my life. Can you believe that?
Yeah, look, you said you're done with collecting, right? So.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Archie, you make the trip to New York. We'll take you to Goyam and I'll buy you whatever you like.
No, don't be silly, man. I don't need it. Tan, the man, I don't need it. I don't need superfluous stuff anymore. And
Saj
yeah,
says
I don't need
Goyard,
it.
He says for a better Goyard box, you have to special order them, not the ugly 6-watch box that Higgins has. I don't know if Higgins.
Oh, I love the 6. The 6 is beautiful. But you know what? I don't want to have 6 watches anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Hoff. I was like, like the Louis Vuitton's an 8, right? And it's like I never keep 8 at the same time. Like they're in the bank safe. So I wouldn't want to put like 2 or 3 watches in it.
I got to be honest with you. I've got one of the LV watch rolls, brand spanking new. I want to get rid of that. That's something I want to dump soon.
Which 200 quid for it.
It was
monogram.
It's the monogram with the standard traditional interior.
Yeah, I have the standard monogram, and then obviously the one that's in your thumbnail is the newer monogram.
I'll put it out there. I want to get rid of some shit soon. I had enough. You know, I don't need it anymore. I don't need a lot of superb. I'm actually going to be getting rid. Yeah, just look. It was a good to have when I had it. I want to shrink it a bit. Shrink the collection a bit.
How much is watch roll?
Sorry?
How much is the watch roll?
Yeah, let me check the prices. I'll dig out what I paid for it. I'll probably sell it for about 3/4 of what I paid for it.
So 50 quid then.
We'll see what it was. I can't remember what it was. You know, it came from Heathrow Louis Vuitton, which I don't know why the fuck I bought it. I don't know why I bought it. You know, isn't it funny when you have a big collection, you keep hoarding more shit. And now I'm thinking, what the fuck did I buy that for? Why did I buy it?
We all do that though, don't we?
Look, I really just want to get my money back on a lot of shit. I just want to get out of this stuff. I had enough of them. I really have had enough of this stuff. I'm sick of it. Does that make sense or not?
Todd wants me to bring this up for you, Archie. It's the
Sure.
Black and Tan watch box trunk.
Let's have a look.
So this is.
I like it. That's the 6. What's wrong with the 6? I thought the 6 is beautiful.
No, there's nothing wrong with the 6. It's actually nice, and you get the little tassel. Obviously, Archie has to have the tassel. No, actually, this one actually looks nice. Yeah. The one I saw had the had that weird, the
belt.
Belt, yeah, that was not good.
That's the one Hodinki's got.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Like, because fella, we could see the box from the outside of the store when we were waiting in line. When we went in, we basically asked like, "Hey, we want to see all these boxes because we may be interested in buying them." So they showed us everything we wanted to see, but we kind of all came to the conclusion that the Louis Vuitton ones they just look nice. Yeah, they're just better.
Are they still selling them? Because I heard they dropped. You know, JJ said they're no longer, because he wanted to buy the other one I sold to fella, and they wouldn't sell him with the cushions.
You got a super chat here, Archie, from AD Never.
Super chat. We got one from AD Never Calling with 10 mother Fiking admins. Maybe one of you crock sackers could give me my Fiking wrench back. I don't have any watches left, and I lost the ArchieLuxury status. You lousy client. There we go. I'm just in an airport now. I've got to be a bit careful. Yeah, just give him his wrench. Can you give him a wrench there? Or you're on an iPhone or something?
No. Just give me a second. I gotta log in, and then you're gonna have to 2-factor authenticate me in. So just give me a second.
Oh shit! Don't do that then. We'll do it tomorrow. Look, because oh fuck, you're right. I'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Okay, we'll do it. Because I'm on a phone and it's shit to do that. It's shit.
For Patrick,
I'll be back.
We'll give Patrick a moderator wrench as well. So
yeah, we'll give him Patrick's a great guy. I love Patrick.
Hey Archie, so you're in Melbourne. What's your advice for Jake the puppy? He's been under fire over the last 48 hours.
Oh man, look, Tan, I'm trying to stay out of it. Okay, I like the guy. I really love the guy, but I love Angelic. I Look, as soon as I put my nose into it, it just goes pear-shaped.
Well,
You
the
know
boys
that?
are just doing a bit of hazing, right? They're
Yeah, a bit of hazing.
you know. So it's I don't think Jake's taking it.
I had a good time with Jake when he came up to Brisbane. We got Jake Brooks, $5 tan. Did you see any white print pieces out on display? What's white? Oh, white print. I don't know. I don't like the Goyard white print. Do you?
Yeah, there was actually quite a bit of white print. So basically, I walked in and I told Fella and Hoff, I said, pick whatever you want, whatever colors you guys want, and we'll grab it. And immediately, both of them dismissed the white. They were like, no. Hoff kind of liked the gray print. I wanted the blue, but the guy was like, well,
Yeah.
I don't have any blue or I don't have any navy. But he had the one that was monogram with the personalization with New York, and I picked that one up because
What's wrong with that? That's fantastic.
oh, it's great. It's a great memento, right? And then
Yeah.
Hoff and Fella both picked green. They really like the green Goyard. So
Yeah, the green that's amazing, man. That's pretty good. They're expensive.
for the standard one without the personalization, it's about $450 US.
You don't think it's a lot of money?
So I had one for like 8 years that I was using up until the one I just bought, and you know, it took it. I mean, if you use it for 8 fucking years, right? Like it's kind of worth it at that point, and it held up pretty decently. So, so to answer you, Jake Brooks, yes, there was a decent amount of white print. So if you are around the New York area, because I can see you're a Buffalo Bills fan, check them out. And I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I went to the Rodeo Drive one. That's where I went.
Well, and you know another thing, Archie, is I put Hoff's name and Fella's name on the account for them, as in like, you know, the purchase, so that now they have at least a history or a start point with the New York if they ever want to go and buy something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, nice super.
But I don't buy any shit. You know, I had enough.
That was very cool of you to do that.
Archie, we got a super chat from a very, very special member of the Archieverse. He ran a 12-hour stream all day from last night through today in the Horology Dungeon. We got Mental Jock. Want to give him a nice shout out, but he sent you a nice donation here. So you can
Oh, thank you, Mental Jock 1718 AED. Well, hello there, sexy boys. Thank you so much.
Curly
Thank you so much.
Curly says Jake the Lady Boy has a wrench, but Patrick and Nelson don't. Marketing
No,
genius.
We will fix that. We will fix that. There's no worries there.
So no sage advice for no sage advice for the puppy from all the hazing from the senior members like Curly and Angelic and everybody else. It's like a fraternity, right? You do a bit of hazing. You know, that's what Hoff said. You do a bit of hazing and
Yeah, a bit of hazing never hurt anyone.
yeah, but we think Jake needs an Australian mentor. Now, I thought it might be Plastic because Plastic seems to have taken an affinity for Jake, but Plastic says he's on strike until you take him for some brisket, apparently.
Yeah, I gotta take him out. Yeah, I gotta do that. Yeah, definitely. That's the way to go.
I have to agree with Harry the Architect. Mental Jock is the new superstar of the dungeon. Mental Jock he started the dungeon yesterday and was solo for probably almost an hour before a few other people showed up and just did a really good job. Him and Curly
Wow.
an analysis of the little beef with Angelica. It was a really good show. So really, really big thanks to Mental Jock.
That's fantastic.
So what else, Archie? What's when are you flying back? What's the
Hey, I'm flying back just after lunch, and I got to tell you, it's I didn't actually go to the Goyard in the Peninsula Hotel. I should have gone there. Yeah, I should have gone there. I don't know. I'm starting to think Goyard's becoming like Louis Vuitton was in the 90s. Does that make sense?
So I saw a heck of a lot more Louis Vuitton around New York City compared to Goyard. And it's just Louis Vuitton so many, like everybody's got Louis Vuitton, right? Like it's faked a lot. Like I don't know. To me, it's not as, and Goyard you have to.
But they don't have those briefcases, do they? They don't have those briefcases. Nobody does it better than that.
No, they do have a briefcase. Give me a second here. Kanye West actually was famous for showing up at some fashion week with it. Here, I'll have it here. It's from Vogue magazine, Archie. Vogue magazine.
Yep, Vogue magazine.
Give me 1 second.
He was standing on some LV boxes,
You should have done that in your old days. All right, so here's a photo of Kanye West, because Archie says we don't have briefcases. Oh, what the fuck? All right, hold on. Stop sharing. I gotta find the actual picture because fucking Vogue magazine wants you to pay for their shit.
Ah, fuck that stuff. Food magazine. There's only one good article, and they wanna.
No, I'm gonna do it Archie style and just go to Google Images, right? So, all right, Google Images. Here we go. Kanye West, and you can see here, Ye is using his. So you got a Louis Vuitton briefcase on the left, and then you got Kanye over here in the center with a Goyard briefcase.
Very cool.
Both are beautiful.
Got Mookie in the chat.
Mookie.
So Archie, are you feeling relaxed? How was Honkers? Like, are you coming back?
Oh, it was amazing. Honkers is an amazing city. I'd live there. I'd live in a little cage. I'm going to talk to Lux about a cage. And, yeah, I'd live in Honkers. I loved it.
Now, were the yeah, and G-Gad with good eye. Virgil Abloh is actually also in the photo. He was a very famous designer of the brand Off-White, and was also the creative, I think, director for Louis Vuitton before he passed recently. Very, very cool. He made some really cool sneakers.
He died, didn't he? He died, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He died, I think, I don't know if it was last year or the year before or whatnot, but
How did he die?
he had health issues. I don't know if it was a cancer or what happened.
Jesus Christ.
He kept it from the public. It wasn't known. It was pretty sudden, right? So sad story, but definitely a very influential designer. How was the so were the crossword puzzles harder in Hong Kong than in Australia, or?
Yeah, because they're in Cantonese.
You seem like you were struggling yesterday with those crossword puzzles.
Yeah, so waking up so early to do, but that's okay. You know what? I'm more than happy to do it. Provide the punters with value,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
The beds are very hard too in Honkers. You don't get a good sleep. You got to get used to those hard mattresses.
You weren't. The hotel.
It's like sleeping on a pavement. You ever tried sleeping on a pavement?
Fuck that.
That's exactly it.
Some super chats here.
Super chats. Let's get them up there. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's see if I can get this one up here from Neo. $2.
Thanks for sharing all the Gonzo streaming. You rock. Oh no, I'm going to bring the Gonzos out. I've got a lot of footage. It's going to come out soon.
Curly says
I'm just
value.
narrating it. I'm going to get it narrated, and it'll be good. Don't worry.
Curly says your Honkers hotel room was great value. And then you got one more super chat here.
We got one more. Oh, Patek Philippe, $100. My God. Glad to see you smiling and happy, recharged from the amazing Honkers trip. Thank you so much.
So we got a request from Saad. He's got a photo for you. Since we're talking Goyard, he's got a photo. I'm going to share it from WhatsApp.
I've never owned anything Goyard.
Well, we got to change that, Archie. Like, you got to...
I've had Cartier. I've had Cartier leather. I had a Cartier briefcase.
All right. On the screen is Saad's Goyard briefcase.
That's right. That's Goyard, isn't it?
It is. You can see the Goyardine pattern, the Goyardine. Do you know what the whole pattern comes from? The Goyardine pattern?
Yes. And they make pet shit too. They make dog stuff. I'm surprised Mark the Goldberg, the dog trainer's not onto it. They have dog bowls, all sorts of dog shit. That dog stuff, I should say.
Yeah. So usually like brands will, like Louis Vuitton does the LV and everything. So the Goyard pattern is called the Goyardine, with the Y of Goyard is the pattern, and it's like it's supposed to resemble like their history of like coming from like the logging industry or whatever, like previous, like way back hundreds of years, whatever. The history of, I guess, the family being loggers. That's really where the pattern.
And Goyard's a year older than Louis Vuitton. Did you know that?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
it's
you
a year older.
did you know that they made a custom case for the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, that was a trunk that converted into a portable desk for him to write on?
Wow, Louis did the same thing. They had a desk, but no, wow, amazing stuff.
Let me pull it up here for
That'd
you.
be expensive as shit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let me show you the what it looks like here. There we go. This one. This is what his desk looked like from the trunk. The trunk opened up.
Wow, that's better than the LV one.
Yeah, it's really cool. But I mean, paging Paul Pluter. Paging Paul Pluter.
That's it, exactly. That's amazing desk, man. That's gorgeous. You know that stuff. You know Louis Vuitton also does furniture. It's so fucking expensive, but like 60,000 for a dining table and shit like that.
Mookie says he's eating Chipotle. He says, ain't rich enough for no Goyard.
No,
Mookie loves
I don't.
he loves his Louis Vuitton. I don't know. I think you were doing a deal for the box, and Curly was trying to be a fucking auctioneer, and he didn't check the chat that Mookie was like would pay. He wanted to bid on the box, and you ended up selling it under his nose to Dirk. So I never let Curly forget that he shafted Mookie on that box deal.
Yeah, look, but fella loves it, doesn't he?
Mookie says it's expensive.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
So,
are you looking for anything else yourself there, Tanzil?
Goyard or watches?
Goyard or suitcases, anything?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a deal with fella potentially for a box.
Okay.
You know, yeah, I might go monogram.
He's also got that great briefcase. I sold him a briefcase. That was below cost too, by the way.
He won't sell it. Like, you know, it's the same for me, right? It's like, you know, it's your briefcase. He's keeping it as a souvenir, right?
That's the only one that survived the burglary because it was at LV getting
fixed.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Yeah, no, he loves it. He was telling me how he's got he's just building a whole collection of stuff that he's got from you. So what drink did he bring in your car that really fiked you off? I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I just went with the flow, and he just shoves it in where the cup holders are. But where the cup holders are, that's where I put the key to my garage door.
But like, what kind of a drink was it? Was it like a bottled water?
Like a frappuccino.
Frappuccino.
You know,
He's a healthy guy though. I'm surprised he's drinking.
It might have been a juice, like a green, something green, but it doesn't matter. It was in that plasticky type of container. You know, what was he doing? You know, I just thought, just go with the flow, get the money, and get him out of the car as quick as possible. You know what I mean?
What did you think of his Richard Mille? He wore that to the gym. He went to the gym, wore his Richard Mille, and then he came to meet me in Hoff.
Look, no disrespect to the Richard Mille, because they are a beautiful watch. But I'd much rather have that Perpetual you got any day of the fucking week.
You know, Hoff's, the size on that AP is just perfect. Like, I think if he went with a smaller one, like it wouldn't be as nice. I really like the on it. It's one of my favorite APs because he asked me what should I bring, and I said, man, you got to bring the music edition. I have to see that watch. And,
yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's an incredible watch, incredible story. And Hoff's a great guy. You met the guy. He's just so sweet. He's just such a nice guy. You know what I mean?
I was staying in Queens in a very Asian district because it was very close to the U.S. Open. And Hoff was telling me he actually wanted to take you there when you were in New York because there's great restaurants. I had awesome sushi in that area, and then he's just like, but I was walking around that area at night, and it's like, you know, all the rub and tugs just like, and obviously open up at night, and
yeah, of course.
Like, it's just, he's like, you know, I think Archie would like this kind of a Fiking place, so it's pretty cool.
New York was amazing.
Yeah, ABC's right. So when I met ABC out in England, he said he asked me what should I bring, and I said I want you to bring the Grand Seiko, because ABC had just got it, and I'd been trolling him a bit about it. So I was like, you know what? I want to see the Jiu-Jitsu height watch, and he brought it out. Beautiful watch. Spent a great day with ABC. Amazing guy. Everybody in the Archieverse I've met Archie has been just fantastic, and we have a big meetup happening, Watch Time New York in October. And
Hey, it's
JJ's
going to
got
be amazing. I really wish I could go. I've just got a few little dramas of a lack of funds and also
Mental Jock's thinking of doing a dungeon. Is there a way you could link? Jock, can you create, if you're going to do it, can you just create the stream and maybe Archie?
Yeah, no, I can't because I got no access to nothing. Hey, guys, I got to shoot off. My battery's about to die.
No problem.
Love you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, man. I'm going to have some auction stuff off soon. We're going to get some stuff sold. I want to declutter my life, okay?
Declutter the life. It's not about hoarding and possessing. It's about decluttering now.
Okay,
right,
guys. See you later. I love yous.
Love you. Take care of yourself, man.
Bye, Arch. Safe travels.
All right. We are rounding off to the end of the show. I think Mental Jock may give us a bit of a treat by firing up a dungeon. Not sure. Unfortunately, Archie's on his phone and can't link. So it's all good. Yeah. Okay. So Jock says he needs to eat. So all good. And yeah, look, Jock, if no pressure. If you want to do one, you're free. We really appreciate it. You did an amazing job. I think great feedback from everybody. You killed it, man.
He's got energy if he can do another show after doing 14 hours.
Yeah, Jock's he's a machine, man. He really is. And look, yeah, Jock, we appreciate it. If you can do it, it'd be awesome. But again, no stress. But yeah, look, we're rounding off the 3 hours here. Wanted to thank everybody who joined the panel. And Mikey, you did a great job. Obviously, brought in the dollar bills today for Archie, which has been great. And I'm really happy that Archie was able to hop on because I was a little disheartened, Mikey, when we talked earlier today that nobody's running a stream, and Mike's like, "Well, fuck, let's do it." And I told Mikey, "All right." He was getting a new computer, so I said, "Look, I'll fire it up, and then whenever you can hop on, hop on." We got Mookie here with a $4 super sticker. Thank you, Mookie. But yeah, guys, really appreciate everybody, and I'll run an outro here for everybody, and we will.
You're gonna go over all the super chats too.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's go back and say thank you to the punters. We had Muhammad Ali. Thank you so much. AD never calling. AD never calling. ABC. Trading Profits. Nelson Oliveira, my Canadian brother. NATO, not NATO, but NATO, as Curly says. Trading Profits. This fucking guy. I hate this guy. We had Finchy. We had the BB Dubs. Ron the Actuary. Frank the Tank. Thomas Burnett. Thomas Burnett again. Madman. GB. Thomas Burnett. Mr. Valjoux. AD Never Calling. Mobster. Ross Rachel Brady. AD Never Calling. AD Never Calling. Big sponsor of the show. AD Never Calling. Jake Brooks, who is not Jake the Puppy, by the way, but Jake Brooks. We had the legend of the dungeon, Mental Jock himself. Hello, Humanity Neo. Some asshole here. And Mookie the Legend, who we will do our outro with. We thank him so much for all of the clips and all the videos he does. And Mookie, I'll say it with the greatest intention. Stick to making clips. See you guys next time.
And I'm going to say...